Yes, we are live. It is Survivor Series WarGames, and oh, what a day it is. Oh, what a day it is. What a show it's going to be, certainly. There has been so much speculation, so many rumors, so many discussions, so much back and forth, and now we are here. The show is just 14 minutes away. The kickoff show has been going on for the last 45 minutes, and let me just say, if you thought watching SmackDown last night, you said to yourself, well, look, I know they're in Chicago, and I know there's over 16,000 people jam-packed in the Allstate Arena, but last night, you had a smattering. You had a smattering of CM Punk chants. And you couldn't really hear them during the show because WWE obviously edits the sound of their audience. They can bring things up, they can move things down, etc., etc. During the kickoff show. If you thought, well, maybe that's what it is. There's going to be a couple of people in there. There were videos circulating before the show went on the air last night on FS1 that there was a couple of CM Punk chants, and then they got met with boos, and it was mixed response, all that kind of stuff. Man, they were 3 minutes, maybe even less than that, maybe 2. Just a couple of minutes into the kickoff show, and they're doing the kickoff show sort of college game day style, where they're outside in the Midwest in Chicago, and it's very, very cold, all there with their leather gloves and their jackets and all that kind of stuff. They were 2 or 3 minutes into that show, and they had CM Punk chants going. And throughout the entirety of the kickoff show, that crowd that was behind that kickoff show desk with Wade Barrett, Booker T, who else was on there? Caleb Braxton, Pete Rosenberg, they were all there. That they were with the CM Punk chants throughout the entirety of that show. So I don't know what's going to happen, certainly inside the Allstate Arena this evening. Out front, we'll put a poll in the chat immediately as to whether or not you think CM Punk is coming back, right? And I'll tell you my thoughts on it in just a second, right? So the poll will be, right, will CM Punk return tonight at Survivor Series, right? Poll is in the chat. In my opinion, if I was voting in this poll right now, I would click no. That's my gut feeling. My gut feeling is that he will not return. There has been so much noise that he's not coming from all of the reporters, some of which you may think are credible, some that you think aren't credible. But I think just because there has been so much noise that he's not going to show up, that leads me to believe that he won't be there. Now, if CM Punk does show up at Survivor Series this evening, it will be one of the really best kept secrets. I'm just trying to think the last time there was a secret like this for a return, for a surprise on a show. But the last time there was one of this level that was kept this well. Because let's be honest, I know people point out, Bray Wyatt's return at Extreme Rules in 2022. People point out Cody Rhodes' return at WrestleMania 38. That was all known. Legitimately, that was all known. And people can go back and be revisionist about it and say, no, we didn't know if it was a thing. We didn't know anything like that. People knew, and it was hinted at, and this is the other thing as well. For instance, the Cody Rhodes one, because not so much necessarily the Bray Wyatt one, because the hints got so overt towards the end, right? I mean, they even did the little promo, the SmackDown before Extreme Rules saying he's showing up tomorrow, realistically. With the Cody Rhodes one, it wasn't as overt, but I mean, Seth Rollins was booked in an open challenge on that show, and the reporting was he's probably going to WWE. That was the reporting. So, yes, that one wasn't the best kept secret. This one, where would he show up? Where would he show up? There isn't necessarily an open challenge. He could, I suppose, WarGames. Does it make a lot of sense for him to show up at WarGames? I don't know. And the teases for this one feel like they've been much more sort of reaches, and I'm not saying that some of them, because some of them legitimately, I agree with what people are saying. Well, they're saying, well, what are they teasing then? Some of it doesn't make sense for what they're doing. For instance, and this is, I think, what people are kind of latching onto, the Shinsuke Nakamura stuff, the reporting is, from everyone that's asked around about it, who is Nakamura talking about? What are these references on commentary that we occasionally get about these sort of Punk promos and all this kind of stuff? And the response back is, we don't know. we don't know who Nakamura is talking about, or we don't know why people on commentary are saying those things. But the insistence from people within WWE is that he's not coming back. So I think that's the part that's making people think then why? Then why would they do that? Why would they say those things, right? I think that is certainly curious. That is certainly very, very curious. Now, there's one thing to say that maybe Nakamura isn't talking about CM Punk. Some people have speculated it could be AJ Styles. It could be, there was a rumor from Dave Meltzer saying that WWE wants Okada. I don't think they're going to get Okada. But, because I don't even know when Okada's under contract to be honest. He's at Wrestle Kingdom. He's facing Bryan Danielson. And Okada, I just couldn't see him ever going to WWE, frankly. So, I don't know who he's talking about. And some of those Punk references were really on the nose, and then they kind of backed off, the commentary ones in particular. So it is very curious, and it could be a massive work. It's pro wrestling, after all. It's a massive, and pro wrestling is, in its nature, a big work. But in today's day and age, to keep a secret that big, it's not impossible. It just feels like it's unlikely. But at the same time, if legitimately Triple H, CM Punk, maybe, count on one hand people that knew, then maybe it's feasible. Maybe. My gut feeling says to me that he's not there tonight, but my sort of longer term prediction is that come WrestleMania in Philadelphia, CM Punk will wrestle inside of a WWE ring. That's kind of my prediction on it. I just feel like the fact that this show's in Chicago has kind of put added pressure on things. If it wasn't in Chicago, put it this way, if this show wasn't in Chicago, I don't even think there would be that discussion. There would be a bigger overall discussion about Punk coming back, maybe at the Rumble, maybe for WrestleMania, etc., etc. But it's just the fact that it's in Chicago, and of course WWE booked this venue way prior to Punk even being let go from AEW. So my prediction is that he probably won't be there tonight, and he's going to be there maybe at the Rumble. I think he'll be up there at WrestleMania. I do. The latest reporting also from WrestlePurist earlier today was that Punk doesn't have a non-compete, so he could sign for WWE today if he wanted to. He could sign for New Japan today. He could sign for Impact Wrestling today. He could sign for the NWA if he wanted to today. He could sign for any pro wrestling company he wanted to today. He doesn't have a non-compete. And they did also say, and I do believe the WrestlePurist reporting with this because Ibo of WrestlePurist has reported a lot from CM Punk's camp, and the information has tended to be accurate. That Punk has had talks with people in WWE. The reporting is that they don't know who. That's from Punk. And he's also spoken to people on the roster, including people high up on the roster, which I think that news is significant because the initial reporting was that there were those in WWE that would have him back, but it might cause an issue on the roster because he's got heat with quite a few people on the roster. Now, ultimately, it doesn't matter. Business is business at the end of the day, but you don't want to be in the business of pissing off your top guys. So if he's talking to people on the roster, high up people, maybe try to mend some fences, build some bridges, that to me is quite significant too. So look, we'll find out. We'll see what happens this evening. As I mentioned, the poll's in the chat, and right now we'll see CM Punk return at Survivor Series. It's only been in there 6 minutes. Yes, say 48%, 52% say no. And that's kind of the general feeling that I think a lot of people I've seen sitting on social media. I lean more to no right now, but hey, look, anything's certainly possible. Either way, we've got a big show ahead. We're about 5 minutes away from the show going live on the air. If you haven't already, guys, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well, bottom right-hand corner. As you can see here, we are well and truly firmly on the road to 15,000 subscribers. 15K. I don't know if we could hit that this evening. That would be a monumental effort. Maybe we can get to 14,900 though. Anything certainly is possible. So if you haven't already, subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. If you are a new subscriber, right here, about here-ish, you'll pop up on the screen. Not actually you watching this now. That would be very strange. Don't know how that would work. But your name will pop up, and also a Randy Orton GIF. Yes, because it's the return of the Viper tonight, the Apex Predator. So if you're a new subscriber, your name and a Randy Orton GIF will pop up as well. Same with Super Chats as well. The Super Chats are open. Different GIFs and different noises pop up as well. But it is Survivor Series WarGames! Tonight, we've got 2 WarGames matches, and we've got 2 WarGames noise drops, actually. WarGames! You got sort of the subtle Regal and more sort of angry WarGames! Regal. You got kind of a double combination there. So let's get into some predictions very, very quickly as well. Then we'll get into the comments too in the chat. So we've got Intercontinental Championship on the line. Gunther defends against The Miz. I'm fascinated by this match. I really am, because when you talk about the Gunther dream matches, you don't really talk about Gunther versus The Miz. And a couple of weeks ago, I really wouldn't have cared for this that much. When Miz became the number one contender, I went, who really cares? Realistically. But the promo they did on Raw, when was it? A couple of weeks ago, was brilliant. Gunther being the biggest sort of villainous bully to The Miz, going, little old Mike, bullied at school for liking wrestling and idolizing these heroes, comes to WWE, and then he's bullied by the people he idolized. So you've been bullied your whole life. You don't belong in here. You shouldn't be in the ring. And at Survivor Series, I'm going to bully you. And I said, you know what? For all of the talk about Gunther, he has great matches. He's a throwback. His matches are physical and all that kind of stuff. His promos are just brilliant. I mean, his promo ability, I think, is so underrated. And that segment alone, I went, I tell you what, I want to see Gunther versus The Miz. I'm in. I'm in for this match. I really am. So, obviously, Gunther's going to retain. Could you imagine? The longest reigning Intercontinental Champion gets dethroned by The Miz. But, look, if The Miz wins, he ties the record. The record for Intercontinental title reigns is 9, held by Chris Jericho. WWE won't reference him or name him on their broadcast. They just keep saying he'll tie the record, not saying who it's held by. But I think Gunther retains. But soon he's got to drop it, because for me, WrestleMania coming around, I want him to either be the World Heavyweight Champion or facing off against Brock Lesnar. So maybe tonight is tonight. I don't know. A Women's World title on the line. Rhea Ripley against Zoe Stark. Look, Rhea Ripley's going to win. That's the fact. Rhea Ripley's going to win. Don't need to take more time, but it could be a good match. You never know. This is an interesting one. Last night, it was Santos Escobar versus Carlito. Now it's Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee. I don't know how much time they'll get. If they get a lot of time, it'll be a great match. As far as who wins, I think neither should lose. Dragon Lee's being elevated at the moment. He's being sort of primed to be the future Rey Mysterio. Santos Escobar's just turned heel. So I would say maybe we get a non-finish. There's been rumors about faction warfare, the LWO versus someone else, a group led by Escobar. Maybe we get Escobar's group form this evening. So I'm not really going to commit to one there. My prediction is some kind of non-finish. And then we have the WarGames match versus the Women's WarGames match. The Women's WarGames match. It's Team Belair, or I don't even know what team names they're really calling themselves, but Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Shotzi versus Damage Control. First of all, Shotzi's promo on SmackDown was awful. It was really bad, and she really doesn't fit in this match. And I don't know. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go, I'm trying to think about the other WarGames match to get to this one. So who do I think will win the other one? I'm going to say Damage Control win. Maybe that's a bit of a left field one. Damage Control win. Yeah. But if Damage Control lose, Bayley eats the pin, because Bayley's clearly getting turned on at some point. And then we have the men's WarGames match. We have Cody Rhodes, the returning Randy Orton, the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn versus the Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre. Randy Orton is back. The question is, does he turn on his teammates? Does he feud with Cody Rhodes? Does he RKO Jey Uso? My feeling is that JD McDonagh is in this match to eat a pinfall, so I'm going to say the babyfaces win. And I don't think Randy should turn just yet. I think that Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes should in fact team. Maybe they become the tag team champions. Cody Rhodes finishes the story at WrestleMania, defeats Roman Reigns, and then the Raw after WrestleMania, big celebration, bang, RKO. Then you feud coming out of WrestleMania. That's called planning ahead. So those are my predictions. Oh, and also, will CM Punk return? I've said no. That's my prediction. But we'll be waiting. If indeed he does, you never know. So there are the predictions. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, as we are just about to go live on the air with Survivor Series right now. We're all full of energy this evening. So if you haven't already, click that like button as well. As Just Josh Media Graphics Guru Visual Ninja says, not the road to 15k, absolutely, 155 to go. So if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Mike says the best anthem to a show yet. Black Sabbath. Yep, same as last year as well. Nathaniel says Gunther is getting better on the mic. I'm a big fan of his promos. Absolutely. Jim says there's a ton of CM Punks being left in the comments on WWE's live stream on YouTube. There's a ton of CM Punks chants for the kickoff show. Together. There we go. And we are all together here this evening as the cold open's about to play. I'm sure we'll get lots of Ozzy Osbourne. I must be said, there's a line that they keep using for like their sort of bumpers, and it keeps making me laugh. But we're getting ready, certainly for WarGames! And I'm assuming that one will open the show. One will open the show and one will close the show as well. Logic would suggest, and I don't know, I'm sure the match order's probably out there already somewhere, but I would assume that the Women's WarGames match opens the show. The men's ones end it. I mean, it's Randy Orton's return. The guy hasn't wrestled in 18 months. Do you know how crazy it is? Randy Orton hasn't wrestled or been booked as a character under the Triple H creative regime. Vince McMahon, whilst Randy Orton's been out, Vince McMahon has retired, then come back, and then been forced out again. That's how much has happened since Randy Orton's been out. He got injured, then all the McMahon stuff happened. Time to retire, remember that? At 70-something, time to retire. Come January, time to not retire. I'm coming back. And it's only because I want to make sure those TV deals, the media rights negotiations are good, and we can sell the company. That's the only reason I'm coming back. I feel like I need to. And it's definitely not because I'm going to sell to someone that's going to keep me around. Definitely not. Not at all. And I definitely didn't say to the board of directors, if you don't let me back as the largest majority shareholder and with the most voting rights and voting power, I'll block any media rights negotiations. So basically, we'll go broke. So it definitely wasn't that, Vince, right? So comes back. And then they do get sold. He gets his way back in creative as well. Do we need to say Raw after WrestleMania 39? Remember that as well? Oh, my goodness me. With Vincenzo McMahon sitting in Gorilla that evening. And then the merger happens. TKO Group Holdings is formed. And then Ari Emanuel says, hey, Vince, look, I know you're CEO of TKO, but I kind of like what Paul's doing, actually. And we've looked at the numbers here. And actually, when you were gone, attendance went up, and when you went, the ratings went up as well, and people like it. People are happy. So we'd rather you just didn't touch the product. And Vince went, damn, I guess I'm going to sell some of my shares. And that's all happened while Randy Orton's been out. We haven't had a Viper booked by the H, booked by Paul. But there we are. Look at it. Packed. Jam-packed inside the Allstate Arena. Some call it the Rosemont Horizon. But it's time for Survivor Series WarGames. You're looking live. Sold out. Over 17,000. So many people wanted to watch this show and buy a ticket that WWE went, we don't even need a stage. We don't even need a set. Titantron. Titan what? Get rid of it. But it's time for, certainly, WarGames! There's Michael Cole, Corey Graves, joined by a bag of crisps, as I guess their third announcer. Ruffles. Now, if anyone's watching from the US of A, can you tell me if Ruffles are good? Do we even get them over here in the UK? But let the games begin, and there is the double cage structure known as WarGames. The sirens are playing, and it's not me at home. It means WarGames. Oh, excuse me, the start of WarGames! The double rings, 2 rings. I mean, that siren was that the siren that played when Dean Ambrose came to the ring as well? Remember? Striker says they're good with some dip. Oh, we got some fire! I thought Kane was coming out. fire surrounding the ring. 2 teams will be contained in separate cages, with 1 member of each team starting the match. After 5 minutes, a member from the advantage team will be released to enter the match. After a 3-minute period, alternating members from each team will enter the match until all competitors are inside the cage. Once the competitors have entered, obviously then
WarGames
officially begins. The only way to win the match is by pinfall or submission. Yes, got on my full-on announcer's voice this evening. I'm excited. Can't beat Survivor Series and WarGames. If you haven't already, click the like button. Over 100 people watching. 10 likes away from 50. A reminder, as always, as well, we're on the road to 100 and 150k. Can you imagine? 15k. We're 150 away-ish to get into 15k. But we're starting off with the Women's WarGames match. And Bianca Belair is out first. The EST of WWE. The Women's WarGames match. Who's the captain? Who's the captain of the Women's WarGames team? Oh, Michael Cole's just said Bianca Belair is. There you go. That was quick. And here comes Shotzi. I mean, sticking out just like one of those, a sore thumb. A sore thumb. I mean, she did sort of two promos last night on SmackDown. One was the one in the ring that she did, and I'm not gonna lie, it was terrible. It was really, really bad. She's playing like this, like psycho character. And, yeah, it was not good. But then she did a promo backstage with Charlotte Flair, and that was good. Where she showed a bit more of like a, human side to her. And that was much more preferable. Here comes Charlotte Flair, all hail the Queen. Diamonds are forever, and seemingly is Charlotte Flair chasing the Women's Championship. It won't be long. Charlotte Flair, never been a part of a WarGames match. Well, time for that to change. And there's certainly a pink theme. Look at this. The baby faces on Saturdays, or Sundays over here in the UK, they wear pink. And here comes the man, big time Becky Lynch. The question is, like anything in WWE, can they coexist? Well, they're all wearing pink. Becky ain't. Becky ain't wearing pink. Comes out dressed in black. And just like the man in black, the man's come back around. It's a Johnny Cash reference, folks. Well, Becky, she gave a fist bump to Bianca, a fist bump to Shotzi, just a nod to Charlotte. But look at that. That is a face of intensity. Becky Lynch starts the match. 4 likes away from 50, by the way, guys. If you haven't already, click that like button. As Vigilante says, even Cole said she was too excited. Yeah, the Shotzi promo was... I mean, I don't know what that Shotzi promo was realistically. It was full of like the fake maniacal laughter. I'm crazy! Like that. It was just unnecessary. And she's doing it again. She's screaming. Gotta go, calm down. But if certainly when you look at this kind of match, you look at who's going to take the pinfall if their team loses. Make no mistake, if the heels lose, if Damage Control loses, the person that's going to eat that pinfall, Bayley. If the baby faces lose, who's going to eat that pinfall? It's going to be Shotzi. Here come the opponents. Oh, look at this. They've all got masks on. Even Bayley's got a mask on. So the baby faces all get separate intros, separate entrances, but a show of solidarity from Damage Control as they all wear masks. Asuka, Bayley, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. I guess all have technically won a women's championship in WWE. You know, Asuka's won both Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Bayley's won both Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Io Sky, the current Women's Champion. Kairi Sane, a former NXT Women's Champion, and I guess WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. But certainly a true faction. Although Asuka's recently been added to the group, hasn't she? Black Zeus says Becky heel turn. Hey, you never know. Anything's possible. So who's going to start the match for Damage Control? There you go. It's going to be Bayley. Bayley versus Becky. So starting WarGames for the baby faces for Team Bianca, it's going to be Becky Lynch. Starting WarGames for Damage Control, it's going to be Bayley. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, she just slapped a hat off a guy at ringside. Great heel work. So Bayley's about to enter the double cage structure. Remember, of course, pinfall submission. They don't matter until everyone's in the match. So you just get minutes upon minutes of brutality before you can even win anything. Oh, Asuka's certainly very much enjoying that entrance theme at the moment. a lot of dancing. And the match is presented by Crisps. Ruffles. Apparently Ruffles have ridges, folks. Just so you know. Ruffles have ridges. And there we go. The bell rings. We are underway. 5 minutes until the next entrant enters the match, which will be the advantage to Becky's team, because there wasn't a match for the advantage like there was for the men's War Games match. Of course, there was a match for advantage. It was Drew McIntyre versus who was it? Was it McIntyre versus Uso? Or was it McIntyre versus Zayn? It was McIntyre versus Uso, wasn't it? I think on Raw. There wasn't a match for advantage on this one. They just voted. And they just voted. If you went to the Crisp website and you just voted. That's what it was. But Bayley with her right hand, she's going to hit the ropes. They're in the left hand ring. Becky hits the ropes, knocks Bayley down. Becky's going to charge the corner here. Oh, big forearm. Oh, I'm not sure what Becky was trying to attempt there, but she floats over. Oh, big right hand by Bayley there as well. Gonna go for maybe a superplex. I tell you what, that's an excellent camera angle. They've got cameras perched on top of the cage. I think they're remote cameras. There isn't a kick to the gut by Bayley. There isn't a poor camera person sort of lurching like that. Forearm by Bayley. And here we've got a first boo and way chance of the evening. One thing's for sure, WWE have really focused on how to shoot this match the best way possible. They've got some really good camera angles, haven't they? Becky hits the ropes to the clothesline, knocks down Bayley. And there's her teammates inside the cage. Bexploder suplex sends Bayley to the middle of the ring. Former 6-time world champion. As Fat Thor says, 52. Well, it's 52. Well, it's 50 to 14,900. That's what we can maybe see we can get this evening. So if you haven't already, subscribe, and hopefully you should pop up here on the screen. And the same with Super Chats as well. But Bayley now is in control, utilizing the cage to her advantage. Clubbing blow to the back. Oof. Now that's the thing you have to be quite weary of in the War Games matches. There's the little gap between the rings. And basically the rings are joined by a little bit of metal. By a bit of metal. And you've got to be careful, because if you land on that, that can hurt. And you can get yourself caught on the ropes as well. There's a suplex. Oh! It's exactly what I was just talking about. Becky Lynch suplexed and buckles. Bex's back buckles on the metal that is joining the rings together there. Take another look at this one. Bang! A sickening splat. The splat of the spine on the steel. Yes. Full of alliterations this evening, aren't we? Now they're in the ring on the right, with Bayley sending some forearms to the face. And it didn't take long. She's already talking shit about Michael Cole. And look at these elbows right to the back of the head by Bayley. Gonna go, oh, reverse. Oh, and Bayley goes into the cage. Oh, a baseball slide. That was nasty. And another one. Oh, another baseball slide. It's going to go for a third. A trio of boots to the back sends Bayley into the steel structure. All right, disarm her. No submission. She can't win the match. But you can break her arm, certainly. Oh, look at that. Dakota Kai. She just hit Becky Lynch with a kendo stick. Look at that. Oh, now Becky's going to grab it. But Dakota Kai getting involved, even though she's not even in a match. Of course, she's out at the moment with a torn ACL, or recovering from a torn ACL. Oh, and a drop toe hold into that kendo stick. Genius by Damage Control. Billy says, Owen is my spirit animal. Wrestling fan and a United fan. Man knows what's up. Well done, sir. Thank you, Billy. Might be being someone's spirit's animal, that cannot be a good thing for that, but I appreciate the support. 2, 1, who's going to join the match? Well, it looks like it's going to be probably Shotzi, I think. And indeed it is. Shotzi's entering the match. Just don't give her a microphone, please. And Bayley, there, she's shutting the door. Good. Well done, Bayley. Well done. Oh! Well, Shotzi, that wasn't smart, actually. She just slammed the door off the head. And uh-oh. Shotzi, she's come to play. Oh, my goodness me. She's bringing out steel chairs. I think there's 4 steel chairs there. Any more? Call Duke the Dumpster Drosy. We got a trash can, ladies and gentlemen. Trash can in the ring. We got weapons. We got violence. Steel chairs. How many have been thrown into the ring? That's 2 steel chairs in the ring. Here's a third. Crowd are chanting for tables. I don't know if we're going to be getting that. That might be in our main event. But Shotzi throwing the chairs into the ring. So weapons have been introduced. We've got some booze. Oh, wow. A pair of boots to the head. And actually, that sent those steel chairs right into Bayley's head. That was nasty. Oh, went for a monkey flip reverse. Kick to the chest by Shotzi. Goes for a crossbody. Takes Bayley out. Now, obviously, you're at the disadvantage now. You've got to just try and stay alive. BG settings. And Bayley goes face first into the ground. Whoa, look at that. Shades of the Hardy Boys. Poetry emotion by Shotzi there. Now what's Shotzi going to go for here? Going to hit the ropes again. Oh, and a toe... Oh, well, she just landed right ahead. Good God. Shotzi has just absolutely long dieted herself. Good grief. That was nasty. Uh-oh. Bayley is surrounded. Oh, kendo sticks are still... She's trying to climb. It's not going to work. Bayley's just trying to get out of there. And Bayley's climbing. I don't know. Oh, when people climb to the top of cage, it makes me nervous. Remember, if you climb out, you basically give up. Your team loses. If you try and escape, you'll lose. So maybe Bayley's just trying to go to the top just to make some separation. Look at these forearms. Bayley now 40 seconds before she's joined by a teammate. Bayley. Got to try and get some separation from your opponent there. Oof. And there we go. Bayley's doing that. Bashing both Becky Lynch and Shotzi's head against the cage. Oof. Bayley goes off the top rope and down to the floor. Now, what are they both thinking here? They're both on the top rope. Bayley's looking to try and grab the chair. They're telling Bayley to get up, but Bayley doesn't look like she has a clue what's going on. And a double sledge. So I guess a quadruple sledge. I'm not really sure what that tag team move was, but okay. So who's coming in for damage control? Looks to be the WWE Women's Champion. Indeed, Io Sky running down to the ring. Io Sky, she's been in 5 WarGames matches. And she's bringing chains. Chains are involved. Oh, and a chain to the gut. Another chain to the gut. And the 3-minute timer is now on once again. As we're now level up. And what's she doing here? I thought she was going to chain her up. Oh, she just throws Shotzi across the ring. A Beal. And once again, using the chain to her advantage. They basically just stopped to have a conversation about what they were going to do next there. And Becky, with a forearm, caught Io Sky right on the chin there. That was nasty. Oh! Becky hung up on the top rope by Io Sky. So just for reference here, we've got... Oh, look at that. Look at that by Io Sky. Jump from one rope to another and a missile drop kick. Io Sky, she's not called the genius of the sky for no reason. She truly is a genius. My goodness me. Oh, Meteora in the corner. Another Meteora. This time to Becky Lynch. Look at her celebrating. She's having a great time. Very gifable material there. Now what's Io Sky thinking? She's being handed the trash can here. Oof. Well, Io's still on the top rope. And look at these forearms. Punches to the gut. And Bayley and Io. Oh, kick to the chest by Becky. Another kick to the chest to Io. Becky's got colour. Becky Lynch looks to be bleeding maybe above the eyebrow. I mean, what's the odds that Cody Rhodes bleeds tonight, by the way, guys? I mean, they don't blade in WWE, but hard way. If you think Cody Rhodes is entering WarGames, the match his dad created, and not bleeding, really? The guy that when he was in AEW, he bladed every match. Double superplex to Becky Lynch. And yeah, Becky's definitely bleeding. Above the eyebrow, it looks like. As Fat Thor says, we're 143 subscribers away from 15k. You never know. Maybe it could. Maybe it could happen this evening. You never know. We are 2 likes away from 70 as well. 2 likes away from 70 likes. So if you haven't already, click that like button as well. As Bayley stomps to the gut of Shotzi. Shotzi going to be placed on the top rope. 15 seconds away. Damage control going to be at a disadvantage again. The question is, who's going to enter the match on behalf of the babyfaces? Looks like it's the EST of WWE, the captain. Bianca Belair is about to enter the match. Uh-oh. She's going to go straight into the match. Oh, and she uses the hair as the whip again. I always, that braid. I mean, listen to it. The sound of it. Oh, fuck. It sounds so painful, doesn't it? I mean, I think the all-timer of the whip with the braid has to be Sasha Banks, WrestleMania 37, doesn't it? The sound of that when she literally went bang across her stomach is one of the most brutal sounds. It was crazy, wasn't it? Irish whip, though, blocked by Bianca Belair. Oh, rig elbow right to the jaw. Gonna go for a powerbomb, perhaps. Powerbomb. Oh, wow. Turned into an alley-oop. And Io Sky's face just bounced off that trash can. Oof. And again, she's using that braid against a steel chair. Oh, swings and a miss by Bayley. Oh, and Bayley, once again, hits her in the face. And a spine buster. A wrestling move breaking out in this match. Can you believe it? And what's Bianca Belair thinking here? Just teeing off with the right hands in the corner to Io Sky. Oh, here we go. Bayley just grabbing the braid of Bianca Belair. Oh, moonsault flip by Bianca. Pulled the braid in, and now she's going to go for, double suplex. How is that even possible? How is it even possible? Strongest, smartest, cleverest. What's Shotzi talking about? Shotzi's going to do something from the top, maybe. Shotzi. Oh, leg drops. It's a bit. Camera had no idea where to go, so he didn't really see it. I know that Becky did a leg drop. I don't know what Shotzi did. And the babyface is hugging in the ring, but things are just about to even up. Who's going to jump in from Damage Control? My prediction is Kyrie. I think Kyrie will jump in. That looks to be the case. And in comes Kyrie saying, look, she's doing the pirate walk. She's skipping. Marching like that. It's like Tom Cruise running. She's taking her time. Uh-oh, she's going to go under the ring. What's she thinking? She's practically disappeared under there. What's she looking for? A trash can lid. And she says yes. It gets a boo from the crowd. Crowd aren't happy. They wanted a table. She's taking her time getting in the ring. No doubt about that. Oh my God. Spinning back fist. But actually used the trash can lid. That was weird. Oh. And drop kick the lid into the face of Becky Lynch. Captain Kyrie. It's not Captain America. It's Captain Kyrie. Look at this. Turns that into nice Hurricane Rana. And a drop kick. Bianca Belair goes down. Kyrie hits the ropes. Oh, big forearm right there. Right to the chest. Drives Bianca Belair into the cage in the right-hand ring. And look at this. Suddenly, Damage Control. Back in control. Bayley put the stomps, put the boots to Becky Lynch. Io Sky trying to just completely bury Shotzi under a pile of steel chairs. This maybe doesn't look good. What are they thinking? Shotzi is buried under a cloud of steel chairs. This might be nasty. What is this? Oh, and an insane elbow. An elevated insane elbow. That was nice. Kyrie Sane hits the rope. Io Sky launches her up in the air. Turns it into an insane elbow. And into the chest of Shotzi. I mean, the chairs didn't really do all that much because Shotzi tensed up and they kind of all fell off. But the idea is there. Kyrie's back up to the top rope, or gets a forearm from Bianca Belair. Final entrant from Team Babyface, Team Bianca, Charlotte Flair, is about to come in shortly, in about a minute. And look at this military press by Bianca Belair. Look at the strength. Oh, goodness me. Throws her from one ring to another. The strength. That's why she's the strongest of WWE. As the crowd in Chicago chants EST. And Damage Control down in the middle of the ring. And it's about to get worse for them as Charlotte Flair is about to join the fray. The question is, can Flair and Lynch coexist? It's the biggest question in WWE history, of course. Can they coexist? The eternal question. It's not can CM Punk and will CM Punk return this evening. It's can they coexist? But now Damage Control managed to turn the tide a little bit. Almost as if they were just told, Babyface is about to come in. Quick, get some heat, brother. But incoming Queen. For the first time in her career, the 14-time Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair, is about to enter WarGames. And she's not going to take a weapon into the ring, looks like. Oh, was that a boot? To Kyrie. There you go. Oof. Knee to the back of the head. Throws Bayley into the cage. Just catches Io Sky. Fall away slam. Oh. Sends Io Sky into Bayley in the corner. Swing and a miss with a steel chair by Kyrie. And we got our first player chops for the evening from Charlotte Flair. And another one. More chops. Oof. Look at this. Flair just picks up Kyrie with absolute ease. Oh, a fallaway slam into the ropes. I think she was probably meant to go into the cage, but she didn't. Oh, Io Sky gets the boot up. I went for a Hurricane Rana. Just caught with ease, with absolute ease. Io Sky, oh my God, just powerbombed into the cage by Flair. And it's not even necessarily going into the cage, it's coming down from that height. As Corey Graves said, it's like having a cheese grater down your spine. I wouldn't recommend it. As now Bayley and Kyrie thinking up something. Crowd in Chicago, they still want those tables. Oh, Charlotte Flair, look at the athleticism, floats over. Oh, and a kick right to the head of Bayley. Now Flair, she might be thinking something from the top rope perhaps. Maybe, just maybe. Flair going up to the top. And goes for, oh, look at that. What was that? A neck breaker? Blockbuster? To both Kyrie and Bayley. Camera kind of nearly missed it. It was almost a bit like a natural selection. Uh-oh. Becky, Charlotte, facing off. Can they coexist? I said it was a big question. What is it? Io Sky basically did a lap of them before she pushed them together with Kyrie there. Might have not been in the position she was meant to be in. But Io's on the shoulder of Charlotte. Becky tied up with Kyrie in the corner. And looks like Io now... Oh, what's Charlotte thinking? Charlotte's climbing with Io Sky. Io Sky will do something crazy in this match, because she always does. Io Sky's going up to the top of the cage, and she's done moonsaults. She's dived off with trash cans on her in the past. She's still got a steel chain in her hand. So what is she thinking? Charlotte Flair's been kicked down. Oh, God. She's called the genius of the sky for a reason. That's all I'll say, folks. She's nuts. She dropped the chain down to Dakota Kai. What on earth? Is she tying... She's tying a trash can to the chain, which is, I guess, inventive, but she already had a trash can in the match. Nevertheless, she's thinking of something. What I don't know... She's gonna go to the... She's thinking something crazy. I don't know what she's going to do here. She's standing on the top of the cage with a trash can. What is she thinking? Oh, she's gonna put it over her head. Oh, good Lord, don't do it. She's dived. Good God, crossbody with a trash can over her. She's blinded by the whole thing. And everyone's down in the ring. It's just chaos. Look at the double ring. Look at that shot. The crowd are saying to themselves, holy shit is right, because Io Sky has a death wish. She just dived from the top of the cage with a trash can over her body, And now here comes Asuka. Quite literally, nobody's ready for her because they're all down. They've been taken out. The Empress of Tomorrow is dancing and running to the ring, and she can do anything she wants. She's going under the ring. What's she thinking? What is this? 2 kendo sticks. The crowd booing because every time they think she's going to get a table. What's she going to do now? Oh, it's more kendo sticks. Shut up, crowd. She's gone under the ring again. Oh, no, there's a table. There's a table. She's going to do it. Is she going to get out of the table? Put it back under. I dared her, but... Oh, she's getting out the table. She's getting out the table. It's what the crowd wanted. The table's going in. It's what everyone wanted. They wanted tables. Asuka delivers. There's a fire extinguisher. What else is she going to put in there? Kendo sticks, tables, fire extinguishers. I would say the kitchen sink, but it might be under there. The bell rings, and now it's time because War Games is about to begin.
War Games!
Now let the
War Games
begin. And Damage Control coming in, and they've all got kendo sticks, especially blue painted kendo sticks, and they're attacking the EST team. Crowd are chanting, this is awesome. Indeed it is. It was a bit of a slow start, slow burn, but they've sped up. You've got Io Sky attacking Charlotte Flair. Asuka's attacking Becky Lynch. Bayley's attacking Bianca. Kyrie's on Shotzi. I mean, Io Sky just dived off the top of a cage with a trash can surrounding her. She's walking around like she's fine. I mean, Asuka's dancing. I mean, what else is she doing? Oh, look at that. A bunch of drop kicks. Unbelievable. Ingenious indeed. Dalipool says, hi Owen, I was trying to click your poll and comment, but it wouldn't let me. Was letting me on other streams and came back and didn't let me again. Had to go out and back 5 times to let me comment. I think it's probably a YouTube thing. People have been struggling a lot with polls recently. On a lot of other channels as well. I know that's not just specifically mine. So YouTube's upgrading quite a lot of their stuff recently. You may have seen, like, even the app's changed recently, hasn't it? So if it is like that, like you said, refresh, go back in. Uh-oh, Shotzi's with Asuka. They're both... Oh, the mist! Missed right to the face of Shotzi. She's celebrating. What's she thinking? Oh, look at that. A drop kick from the top rope against trash can right to the head of Becky Lynch. 1, 2. Oh, I tell you, Charles Robinson had to hesitate there because I thought Becky forgot to kick out. That was a close 2. And look at that, the mist right in the eyes of Shotzi. Followed by a drop kick to the can. Trash can, not the toilet, obviously. And Damage Control, firmly in control. Remember, there is still a table in this match. Chicago asked for it, and they got it. Someone, you would think, is going to be going through a table. What more else can happen in this match so far? I don't even know. And Bayley, Io Sky, Asuka, going to set up that table. Oof. Kendo stick to the back of not only Becky Lynch, but also Bianca Belair. If you haven't already, by the way, guys, click the like button. We are only 22 likes away from 100 already. We could probably get a record for amount of likes this evening, actually. So if you haven't already, click that like button. Reminder, if you are new, be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are, how many is that? 38 away from 14,900, which is the target this evening. So if you haven't already subscribed, you should pop up on the screen if you're a new subscriber as well. Same with Super Chats. If you want to get your comments, your takes out, or support the channel, you can do that too. Just click the $sign. Different amounts get different gifts and different noises. For instance, you can get one with Booker T that will say, "Tell me, I can't believe you said that." Powerbomb by Bianca and Becky. Charlotte's on the top rope. What's Charlotte Flair thinking? Oh no, Charlotte's going to do a moonsault. Not from the top. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, good God. Oh, my God. She landed on Io Sky's head. Cover. 2. Oh, and Bayley kicks out. That was nasty. Nasty. From the top of the... She over-rotated. She over-rotated and she landed on Io Sky's head. I mean, she kneed her right there on the top of her head. And Io Sky legitimately hasn't moved apart from holding her head. That was nasty. The Charlotte Flair moonsault always makes me nervous because she does it too perfectly. It doesn't look deadly at all. Ugh. Io Sky double suplex by Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair working together. And now, the longtime rivals with Kairi Sane, down goes Kairi. Look who's standing tall. And they hugged. Look at this, they've hugged. Becky and Charlotte hugging. I'd slap her now. Oh, kick out. Uh-oh, Charlotte Flair's going to go for a figure 8. Figure 8 with an armbar. Ropes don't cause a break. Doesn't matter, there's no rope breaks. What's Kairi thinking? Kairi's going to go. Oh, elbow drop by Bayley. Insane elbow. Oh, feet got disarmor. Disarmor's locked in on Kairi. Is she going to tap? I mean, it wouldn't be... Oh, Bayley with the running knee. I was going to say, wouldn't be the way to bring Kairi back, would it? Bianca gets Asuka up on her shoulders. Shotzi. Oh, missile drop kick. I tell you what, Bianca just protected Asuka there. Cover. Oh, Bayley just jumped over Charles Robinson's head. Bayley dived over Charles Robinson and knocked Little Nate to the back of the head. He sort of popped his head up and went, what was that? Robinson hasn't taken a bump like that since WCW. Randy Savage actually legitimately broke ribs. I think actually crushed his sternum as well in WCW. Good old Lil Nate. Best hair in the biz. Table set up. Reverse DDT by Becky Lynch to Kairi. Rose plant by Bayley to Becky. Cover. No. Shotzi. Gonna go for slice bread. There you go. Slice bread number 2. Oh, went for the mist again. Oh! Asuka went for the mist and instead she's been put out. A fire extinguisher to the face of Asuka and now a chair to the back of Bianca. It's all kicking off. Shotzi. Oh, dragon suplex. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that by Kairi. A spinning back fist with a trash can to the face of Shotzi, but big boot by Charlotte. Now, what's Charlotte Flair thinking now? She's sizing up Kairi. Maybe thinking spear. Oh, Bayley. Sacrificial lamb. She took the bullet. Now, what's Shotzi thinking? Shotzi's going to the top rope. Shotzi. Oh, top rope senton. KOD. Oh, that was rough. Bayley looks like she's going to take everyone's finisher. Bayley's going to take everyone's finisher, it looks like. And Becky saying to Bayley, get on the table. Their baby faces have Bayley secluded, and looks like Bayley's going to be on the wood. Nathaniel says Shotzi bleeding. I think it's the purple mist on her face. Lifted up to the second. Manhandle slam sends Bayley through the table. That will be it. Cover. And there you go. Team Bianca wins and Bayley eats the pinfall, which was my prediction. Although I did say Damage Control might win. But I said if they lose, Bayley will eat the pin. Manhandle slam through the table onto Bayley for the win. And the baby faces win. Bayley through the table. Damage Control lose. Get your star ratings in the chat right now if you haven't already. What did you make of the match? Rate it out of 5. I'd probably give it a... it's difficult to say, isn't it? I'd probably give it maybe what? A 4? 3.75 maybe? 3.75 to 4. It was a lot of fun. Slow start, but did build to a decent crescendo. Very clearly, Bayley is not long for the group. Damage Control is going to absolutely turn on her at some point. And maybe that's why WWE are going after a lot of the Joshi stars at the moment. We know they want Julia. Feels like a logical replacement, doesn't it? Bayley out, Julia in. But Io Sky, dived off the top of the cage. Charlotte Flair dived off the top of the cage as well. And we're just seeing the highlights of the match right now. Seeing teamwork. They could coexist, apparently. What are people saying in the chat here at the moment? Nathaniel says 4 out of 5 question mark. Red Devils 99, one of the members. Big up to you. Says Bayley deserves better. Bayley gives it like 2.5 out of 5. Oh. Joshua says 4. The greatest 321 says, when's Jade going to step to Bianca? We haven't seen Jade Cargill for a while, have we? I don't know when we're going to see that. Moonshine says the same thing. When's Jade Cargill going to have her first match? Not a clue. Genuinely, we don't even know what brand she's going to be on at this point, do we? But I thought it was a fun match. I do expect the men's WarGames match to be better this evening, to be honest with you. But look, they always say, if you're not going to main event, you want to open the show. And the babyfaces celebrate on the top of the cage. Of course, that's just the first match of the evening. Michael Cole's loving it. Michael Cole's loving it on commentary, screaming, we only just got started. And indeed, he is right. We have only just started. As we go backstage to the Alpha Academy, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. They're all eating Ruffles. Who comes in? It's Pretty Deadly. They're talking about cheddar and sour cream crisps. Crisps. They are called crisps. Oh, it says they're chips. It says chip, crisp. Chip, crisp. Chip. And they threw them. Oh, it's our truth! Our truth's back! Our Trizzle! Our truth is back! He's back from his knee injury. He says he was here for the whole time. They ain't either one. They Ruffles. They're good. You can taste the meat in them. And watch Tozawa Do the ruffle shuffle. Ruffle shuffle. Keep it PG. Keep it PG. I don't know what I just watched. I mean, I don't know. I was this close to pressing.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
And then truth came back up. So I didn't want to press it out of disrespect for our Trizzle. But, yeah, that is one of those segments, isn't it? Where if Vince McMahon is booking, that segment happens and we go, that's awful. But I don't think WWE particularly gives a damn because they probably got paid millions upon millions of dollars to say, by Ruffles, to be like, hey, can you just do like a backstage segment about some like chips, crisps? Like, what? Just get some English people in there and say they're crisps, they're chips, and then our truth come out and say like, oh, they're really nice or something like that. Yeah? We'll do that? Okay, well, I don't know. It's a premium live event. The airtime's important. We got people that aren't even on the show. LA Knight's not even on the show. We're going to pay you $5 million. Huh? Wow.
You can do it!
That's what they'll say straight away. How many million? 1 million?
What?
2 million?
What?
3 million?
What?
4 million?
What?
We don't know how many million, but it's a lot. They get paid a lot. Uh-oh, there's Sami Zayn. And Jey Uso. Main event Jey. Some would say yeet. Sami Zayn says there's something worrying him. Don't want to raise alarms. Randy Orton is still not here. Jey Uso said he knew this happened. Why would he be here? Jay said he put him on the shelf 2 years ago. Why would he be here? Can you hear the chants? You could hear the chants. They've started. Tell me when I'm telling lies. If they're going to tease that Randy Orton doesn't show up, they are putting themselves in a very difficult situation, okay? A very difficult situation. Now, Randy Orton's still going to show up, but if they're playing up that he's not going to, I'm telling you, don't do it to yourself, WWE. You'll put yourself in a corner. I mean, very interesting. I mean, he heard that, and he heard the CM Punk chants, and somewhere, I don't know where AW are. Are they in Pittsburgh tonight? But he was like...
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
War Pigs, though, by Black Sabbath. Coming up next, Intercontinental Championship on the line. We're just counting them. 35 subscribers away from 14,900, by the way. If you haven't already... click the like button. We're only 9 likes away actually from 100, by the way, so we can absolutely do that. I'm sure there is 9 of you maybe that so far haven't clicked the like button. Now it's 8, only 8 of you that haven't clicked the like button. If you haven't already click it, we can get to 100 by the time the second match begins. 7, now it's up to 7. We can actually, I can just press the thing. I can press the encouragement button.
You can do it!
You can do it, and then once we have got to 100 likes, you can be like...
Acknowledge me.
Exactly. And who knows this evening? Maybe we'll hit the target. Maybe we'll hit 14,900. 35 to go. Could be incroyable. As Ed says, let's get to 100 likes ASAP, as soon as possible. 3 to go, by the way. 3. Just count them. 3 likes to go until 100. Nathaniel says, I wish I could like again. So do I. 2 to go. Only 2 to go. Red Devil says, oh, and if Punk were to show up, let's assume, is WWE capable of keeping it a secret? It would leak, no? That's the debate, isn't it? It could be one of the greatest kept secrets, I think, in modern wrestling history, because everything leaks out nowadays. Think of every surprise, realistically. It's all leaked out. Punk, not people outwardly being told, no, he's not coming back, and then he does come back. That would be incredible. We did it! We did it!
Yeah!
We got to 100 likes.
Yeah!
106 likes at the moment as well. So there you go. If you haven't already, join the rest that have clicked the like button as well. And be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As I mentioned, now 33 subscribers away from 14,900. To be honest, if we get to 14,900 early on, you never know. We could be looking at some really historic numbers this evening. Is it even possible? I don't think it is 15,000 tonight, but you never know. As we're just watching the promo package for The Miz versus Imperium's Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion. I don't know about you, but I'm fascinated by this match. Truly, I am fascinated by this one because, as I said, this was a match that I don't think many people were that interested in, to be honest with you. But the promo they did on Raw a couple of weeks ago truly made me think, actually, maybe I am interested in this. Maybe I am. What's the chat saying as well here at the moment? Mike says, the generals gathered in their masses. Indeed, they have. What's that now? Says, quality song. To be fair, you can't be a bit of this. Grant says, you deserve the success zone. Thank you very much, Grant. Thank you for everyone. We've had quite a few recent new subscribers, by the way, actually, over the last couple of weeks or so. We're trying to trial some new things as well, add in some new things, as you would have seen with the post show last week for Full Gear, and you'll see for the post show after the watch along tonight. You won't even have to go anywhere. You'll be redirected straight to the post show. We sort of upgraded the graphics with that, so you can see some screen grabs of the event if you weren't able to, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty chuffed about that. And you would have maybe seen in the news videos as well, we've kind of incorporated a video element to it as well, which some people have been enjoying as well. So I appreciate all of the new subscribers very much, and all of the people that have been here since day one. I know some people that say I've been watching you since before you had 1,000 subscribers, which is incredible. Here comes The Miz. Awesome, The Miz does his walkout like that. His walkout. Oh, look, he's saying he's got giant balls. That's what he's doing. He's going like this. He's carrying them. The giant testicles he's carrying to the ring. That's what it's going to take. Boulders of steel to beat Gunther. Oh, the cameraman nearly fell over. Now, what ring are they going to be in? They're going to be in the ring. Oh, Michael Cole said it. He said Chris Jericho. I mentioned earlier on that they didn't even sort of say Chris Jericho when they were acknowledging the record holder. But he said Chris Jericho. Wow. Very surprised. I didn't expect that. I said this evening they won't say Chris Jericho.
I forgot to tell you.
Yeah. I lied!
Well, it wasn't a lie by, I didn't mean to lie. But I guess I did. Because Michael Cole just said it. Chris Jericho. Y2J. On a WWE pay-per-view in 2023. Just checking pigs were flying. Helmet are frozen over. But to be fair, if CM Punk is here... Oh, no ring introduction from Ludwig Kaiser. I expected one. Get ready for the intro. Look at this man. Future world champion. The ring general himself, Gunther. I love me some Gunther. The Intercontinental Champion. He's got big boss final energy. He's got superhero villain. He could be a villain in the MCU. He could be a James Bond villain. He's just a villain at all. The longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWE history. But no Ludwig Kaiser, not only for the intro, but also to take his jacket off. I miss that. Jamal James says they said Jericho's name. Wow, indeed they did. The Great One says I was about to say Jericho and Kofi. How would the IC belt the most? It's Jericho. It's not even Kofi. It's Jericho holds the record 9 times. 9 times Intercontinental Champion. Chris Day said, did he did a Broken Skull sessions on the network since he's been at AEW, right? Yes, he has. But as far as I can recall, I mean, actually, technically, he did appear on an episode of Monday Night Raw whilst he's been at AEW. If you recall, when they did the, I think it was John Cena 20th anniversary, Chris Jericho appeared in a video package where he actually literally, he appeared, he recorded a message and they showed it on Raw, which was surprising at the time. So he has technically appeared, I suppose. That is true. But there we go. Bell rings. We are underway. And look at Gunther. Oh, I'm fascinated to see how are they going to book this one. How are they going to book it? There you go. Kick to the hamstring by The Miz. He's on his toes. I'm going to be honest. I hope Gunther kicks the shit out of him. Just put pure violence on a pure sports entertainer. Oh, look at Michael Cole. Saying shout out to someone from the WWE social media team as well. Doesn't need to do that. Michael Cole, this is the thing. For years, people hated Michael Cole. I remember when he took over from JRC on Raw, and the criticism he used to get online, people say his commentary was insufferable. Michael Cole wasn't insufferable. I'll tell you who was insufferable. Vince McMahon in the air. That's a chop from The Miz. Wouldn't recommend it, Mike. Would not recommend that. Bad decisions. You know what they say? They say life, it's about good choices and bad choices. That was a bad choice from little Mike Mizanin. Oh, good grief. Whoa, what a shot by Gunther. I told you it was a bad decision. You just pissed him off. Not a good idea. Wow. Miz manages to get a boot. And he's going to go with a chop of his own again. You got to be violent. You got to be physical. Now he's going to tee off on the head of Gunther. Oh, kick to the gut. Now right hands to the head. And Gunther just throws him. Oh, he slapped him. And again, look at Gunther's face. He just turned and gave him a death stare, to say the least. Miz hanging on to the leg of Gunther. What's he trying to do here? Oh, and attacking the leg. Utilizing the leg and putting it on the apron. Smashing his leg on the apron. And what's he going to do here? He's going to try and wrap his leg around the knee. There he goes. Suddenly, Gunther, he's been chopped down to size by The Miz. And look at this, he's just putting a hand in his eye. Got to work a limb, brother. He wouldn't. He's going to do Bret Hart. Oh, no, he's going to do a knee breaker, perhaps. Oh, he is. A figure four around the post. He is Bret Hart. Look at him. Figure four around the ring post. Be careful for a disqualification. But The Miz bringing out some wrestling moves. Shades of the Hitman. I mean, tell you what, Bret Hart's influence on pro wrestling, you just can't ignore it. Miz, springboard. Oh, and a big boot right to the face. Look at The Miz trying to blink, going, oh, well. And Gunther just standing over The Miz at this point. Working the leg. Figure four around the ring post. Oh, and there's the chop from Gunther. A big one. Gonna pick him up again, perhaps. A second. Oh, I can't get that connection. Oh, a big boot by Gunther there as well. The difficult thing WWE has is how do you get the title off Gunther whilst keeping him strong? He's next world champion. He's got to be. He's either got to be the world champion at WrestleMania, or to be honest, I just want to see him face Brock Lesnar. I want to see him beat Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock versus Gunther would be great, but Brock doesn't need the win. Gunther does in that match, certainly. Have two guys beat the hell out of each other. Have Gunther win in 5 minutes, because it won't go long. We know it won't. Brock doesn't do long matches. body slam. Edge reference by Michael Cole as well. That's 2 AEWs. Could the third be CM Punk, perhaps? Kick to the back. Now look. He said, Nix in minor leaguer. Not in my league. I tell you what, that's A for German at GCSE. Never lose it, folks. Nix in minor leaguer. Oh, right hands by The Miz. German, look at that. German suplex by Gunther to The Miz. And The Miz, look, he's sounding like he's Ric Flair. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. Michael Cole's called Gunther a machine, a cyborg. Straight ahead, physical. Stomped to the back by Gunther. This is all to build to a hope spot. There will be a hope spot, a false finish near fall. Big boot by Gunther again. The Miz will have one hope spot near fall in this match, and it's going to be unbelievable if they get it right. If the crowd bites, look at Gunther talking smack to the crowd, saying it's easy. Big boot to the face by The Miz. And look at this, just in total control. Miz, I told you he's building. We're building to the hope spot. There will be a hope spot. Miz is crawling up to his feet. And look at Gunther again, talking smack. Powerbomb. This might be it. Straight away. Smiling, taking a bit of time, maybe a bit too long. Powerbomb. Miz, oh, he's fighting. Right hands. Oh, counters Hurricane Rana. Miz, he can't even get back to his feet, though. Gunther, he's trying to sort of say, get to your feet quick. I'm trying to go through my spots. There you go. Shot to the knee. Another one. Another shot to the gut. Oh, goes for the chop. Ducks under. Another shot to the knee. Right hands. Oh, look at that. Just big knee lift right to the gut by the ring general. Oh, big boot. No. Oh, and stomp to the back of the knee. He's focusing on the knee. The Miz truly is trying to work a limb. Classic. Watching Mid-South. I'm joking, obviously. Havoc Gamer says Gunther is destined for the World Heavyweight Championship next year. Randy says, I really like your channel. You're great when it comes to detail. Like simply having the current match graphic on the screen is a great touch. I appreciate that. It is just kind of a one-man band, this channel, so all of the graphics are made in-house by myself. So I appreciate all of the support and hope you guys enjoy the content. And I really appreciate everyone tuning in. What a kick! Right to like the jaw by The Miz. Again, kicks to the gut. Miz going for the it kicks, not the S kicks, the it kicks. And maybe the tide has turned in favor of The Miz. Oh, a big knee to the gut there. Chop by Gunther. Lariat ducks it. Oh, The Miz turns around. Oh, beautiful. Floating into the DDT. Tilt-a-whirl. 2. Gunther kicks out. Oh, I was going to say, could you imagine? Look at this. Great counter as well. Miz busting out wrestling moves. He would have thought it. Gonna go for skull-crushing finale, perhaps. Gunther, look at that, just gets out easy. Oh, look at shotgun drop kick by Gunther. That might be it. Powerbomb. Good God, his powerbomb's brutal. Stacks him up too. Oh, and The Miz kicks out. Look, Gunther's beat people with that. Gunther looking a bit surprised. We don't see that often. Very rarely. Powerbomb. I think did he win the title with that move? I think he did, didn't he? Powerbomb. But that's what's great about Gunther matches, is that he doesn't really have one finisher. He has several. Powerbomb, lariat, what's it called? The Final Symphony. He has that as well. Sometimes just wins with a chop. He can do a bit of everything. Okay, it's just paintbrushing. Slaps to the back of the head, slaps to the shoulder blades as well. Gunther firmly in control. Sleeper. Sleeper hold. Sleeper by Gunther. Is The Miz going to pass out? Is he going to be able to make the rope? That's the question. Trying to drag him to the center of the ring. Miz manages to get to the rope. Trying to hang on. Uh-oh. Pulled the top turnbuckle off. Oh, low blow. Low blow. Oh, and another low blow. That definitely was. Skull crushing finale. No way. 1, 2. Oh, he kicked out. I told you the hope spot was coming. I told you it was coming. Oh. Skull crushing finale. Kicks out at 2. That hope spot. I told you the hope spot was coming. Boom. It was good. It was good. What a shot to the nuts. Skull crushing finale. Oof. Crowd are chanting one more time. Miz is firing up. Crowd are into it. They're starting to believe, perhaps. Sleep hold. Sleep hold. This time it might be locked in. No. Oh, he goes in exposed turnbuckle. Oh, Gunther just says, no thank you. Oh, rolls through. 1, 2. Oh, I thought that was going to be it. Shot to the gut. Couple of Bret Hart references in this one. Oh. Oh, lariat by Gunther. Is he thinking splash? Maybe he's going to go top rope on the other side of the ring. Gunther's thinking splash, folks. Splash to the back. Didn't get all of it. That looked like shit. That didn't look good. He's trying to protect his knee. Boston Crab. Classic. Boston Crab. Walls of Jericho. CM Punk's returning. Miz trying to get back up. And Gunther, and puts his knee in the spine. It's a version of a lion tamer. And he taps out as well. Gunther, this is what I mean with him. He wins matches in ways you don't anticipate. He doesn't have a finisher. Splash, followed by a lion tamer. Lion tamer for the win. Submission. I'd say what, that was better than I thought it was going to be. Like I said, I was fascinated by it, and you had the hope spots, but Gunther retains the Intercontinental Championship via submission. I said earlier on, that's what I like about Gunther, is he has so many different ways that he wins matches, different finishes as well. But Gunther wins. And still, just like we've been saying for over 500 days, and still Intercontinental Champion. Started off as a Boston Crab and then turned it, I guess, into a lion tamer, which is the knee in the back, or the knee on the neck. Just Josh Media says, Crab and Walls aren't the same. They are. Chris Jericho's Walls of Jericho is a Boston Crab. If he puts the knee into the back, the smaller the spine turns into a lion tamer, which is what it was. And the lion tamer is still Chris Jericho's submission. But the record-setting Intercontinental Champion wins. That's what he does. That's why he's future world champion. But Gunther gets the victory. Get your star ratings in as well, guys, remember, for what you thought about that one. If I had to rate that, I'd give it I'd give it a 3. I'd probably give it a 3. Yeah, I think a 3's fair for that one. If you haven't already clicked the like button, 7 likes away from 120. And we are 28 away from 14,900. We can do it.
You can do it!
Billy says 3.5 out of 5. It's Vezek says 1.5. Oh, Nathaniel says 3. Joshua says 3. The Great 321 says 2.5. Vigilante says 3. Vigilante says, yeah, it should have sold the knee better. Josh says, it's not. The Boston Crab is flat on the back. The Wolves extended body, not full on fold. There's a difference. I got you on this one, Owen. What do you mean is flat on the back? As what? As in sat down? But that's what it was. It was Boston Crab was flat on the back. The Wolves was standing up. Are you saying that you're standing up a little bit? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Josh? That he was standing up a little bit? Because that's what it turned into. It turned into a lion tamer. Don't even start, Just Josh Media. Disgrace cheat. Oh, is that? I missed that. I think I just missed an event. The Judgment Day backstage. Talking about how proud they are of Judgment Day, of JD McDonagh. Dom says he heard that Randy isn't going to be there. Finn says he either doesn't show up and it's 5 versus 4, or he poisons them from within. So are they doing the whole thing about Randy Orton maybe not being here? I don't know. But coming up next is Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar. As we're just going to see how this story started. 6 likes away from 120 as well, by the way. Red Devil says, how can you give 3 to the A-lister? Because I thought it was a 3-star match. That's why. That's what I would say. That's the difference, but Lion has the knee. You ain't winning this one, Owen. It's my special. Well, you know what, Josh? You know what I'd say? If that's what you think, it's fine. But realistically...
It doesn't matter what you think!
Yeah? And how do you feel about that? I'll tell you how you should feel about it.
It doesn't matter how you feel!
That's what I'll say. Yeah? You think you're coming in here with this proper currency, this $1 million info, but what I see right now is just...
in a business full of counterfeit bucks.
That's all I see from you, okay? I don't care. And just in general...
go fuck yourself.
We'll keep doing it all night.
With everybody saying... yeah!
And we're just seeing the Santos Escobar story about him turning on Rey Mysterio in the LWO. I was thinking this earlier on as well. Earlier on, the promo he did backstage with Byron Saxton was really good. His promos are very good. I like them a lot. And also as well, when it comes to the change, how does everyone feel about the change in match with this? Because part of me feels like, I mean, maybe legitimately, Carlito's injured. There have been some rumors he might actually be injured. Or WWE just sort of went, are we really in 2023 going to have Carlito in a premium live event match for possibly 10 to 12 minutes in front of a Chicago crowd that will chant CM Punk if there's a lull? So maybe they just went, sorry, Carly. Yeah, we brought you back. And we know, You were excited having your first singles premium live event match in 13 years. Santos Escobar, but we just don't want those CM Punk chants, yeah? So we're going to put Dragon Lee up there, and Dragon Lee and Santos are going to do some, good Lucha Libre stuff to pop the crowd, because we're a bit concerned about the other part of it. So, but again, this is the interesting thing with this one, is both really shouldn't lose. So this was my prediction earlier on, is that I think we get a no contest, or if I had to say someone actually wins the match, I think it'll be Santos Escobar via interference from his new faction members, because it's going to be LWO versus another faction, and Santos Escobar will have his own faction. I'll keep saying the word faction, because who doesn't like the word faction? Yeah? I'm fired up.
WarGames!
WarGames. And they've been really hyping up Dragon Lee. He's going to be the latest attempt to have, the new Rey Mysterio. I mean, how many people have they tried? Whether it's Sin Cara, Kalisto, Alberto Del Rio. I like the Santos Escobar theme as well. I like the Santos Escobar theme. I like the Santos Escobar graphic. And look at that. He's coming out. Look at that. Look, that is quality gear. So Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee. Santos Escobar first out. I like his theme a lot. It's very simple. It says he idolized Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero. Michael Cole's going in. He's filthy, disgusting, delusional, selfish, man. Corey Graves saying he's intelligent, articulated, highly educated. How do you really feel, Michael Cole? That's cool gear. Escobar's got star. He's got star quality. He's got the aura. Billy Hughes says Escobar was never that great babyface. He's extremely better as a heel. I agree. He felt very bland in as a babyface, like it was uncomfortable. But he's got that kind of look, that arrogance, that kind of je ne sais quoi as the heel. But here comes Dragon Lee. I mean, to be honest with you, talk about pro wrestling families. You've got Dragon Lee in WWE. You got Rush and Dralistico in AEW. Of course, Dragon Lee did appear in AEW last year. He wasn't under contract at the time, and both companies wanted him. And the advice he got was, I could go to AEW for more money, or I could take a developmental deal in WWE, a higher developmental deal, and with the promise of signing a main roster deal within a year for more money. And he went to WWE, and he was right to, because he was basically said, look, there's a bunch of guys from Mexico in AEW, and a lot of them don't appear on TV that much. Bandito, Rush, who else was there? El Hijo de Vikingos, not actually signed. But basically, no one's getting really massively featured. Go to WWE, get in the system. If they've got a plan for you, they'll push you. And he was right. He was right to take that risk. He and his brother Roos basically signed contracts with the companies at the same time. And a year on, who's in a better position? Dragon Lee. Roos is starting to be more featured now on AEW programming. Andrade, there you go. Bell rings are underway. Dragon Lee rushed him to start off with. And straight away, Santos Escobar, big right hand, just dropped him. It's a showcase match for both. Can they both deliver? That's the question. Stomps to the corner. Escobar picks up Dragon Lee. Of course, Escobar used to be a masked superstar. Oh, tilt-to-wheel backbreaker. Shades of Eddie Guerrero with that one. Unmasked when he came to WWE. Was El Hijo del Fantasma for a brief period of time in NXT. Then unmasked and revealed himself to be Santos Escobar. forming Legado del Fantasma. Although I must say, with Dragon Lee, I am a big fan of his brother Roosh. I'm a big Roosh fan. I do enjoy immensely seeing Roosh just kick the shit out of people. I mean, he's like a Mexican hardcore Holly, but hopefully without the bullying. Oh, big drop kick in the corner by Escobar. Goes for a cover. Kicks out. Oh, kick to the shoulder. Dragon Lee just put in the corner by Escobar. Escobar's been in just total control. Oh, knees to the chest. Oof, and Dragon Lee thrown to the outside. Oh, thrown into the steps. And now, what's he thinking here? He's going to try and slam the knee into the steps. Same thing he did to Rey Mysterio. Escobar said he's going to break his leg. He says Mysterio's never going to be back. Oh, super kick right to the face. Now Lee's going to trying to fight back, trying to sort out that leg. Still selling it though. Oh my! Oh, Hurricane Runner off the apron. Look at that! Just goes over the top rope, and just Hurricane Runner off the apron. And he's thinking, get ready. He's gonna go for a dive. Oh, look at that! Takes out Escobar. Soaring through the air, easy by Dragon Lee. Crowd chanting for Dragon Lee. Chicago, they're into it. Oh, look at that. Big knee to the side of the head. Cover. And Escobar kicks out at 2.5. Look at that dive. Vault over the top rope. Incredible atmosphere by the former NXT star. Of course, wearing blue. He's a SmackDown superstar as well. Apparently only recently signed his main roster contract as of, a month ago? I think something like that. He had a fantastic match against Axiom on SmackDown recently too. But Axiom not yet called up to the main roster. Dragon Lee pointing up to the top rope. Oh, that just kicked the turnbuckle into the face of Escobar. Now look at these big right hands to the top rope, to Escobar on the top rope, Stepper Benzaguri sends Dragon Lee down. And now, climbing to the top, what are they thinking here? Thinking some kind of big move. Got to go high risk, seemingly. Oh, Frankensteiner from the top rope. Cover. And Dragon Lee kicks out 2.5. Escobar looks a bit shocked. He was expecting that to be 3. Look at the shocked look in his eyes. He's saying that was 3. He looks furious. He's really, really angry. Really angry by that. Like overly angry. It was 3, damn it. Snapmare. He's gonna try and take the mask off. Oh, he is. He's going to try and rip the mask off. Look at that. He nearly did it. Crowd chanting arsehole at him. And he is. He knows what that means. And now stomps to the back, stomps to the shoulder blade. I mean, he really tried to sort of yank that thing off, didn't he? Escobar saying, this is who you're cheering from. Oh, look at those elbows. What's he thinking about doing here? Maybe going to go to the top rope. Look, the crowd are saying F you, Santos. He's got some proper heat. Maybe he's going to go for a double foot stomp. I hate this spot. Double foot stomp to the chest. Whilst Escobar held onto the top rope. 2. Oh, and Escobar kicks out. But look at that. Double foot stomp. Boom. Lands right on his neck. Oh my goodness me. What a super kick by Escobar. Wow. That was nasty. Shades of HB Shizzle on that one. We're 2 likes away, by the way, from 120 likes. If you haven't already, click that like button. And be sure to subscribe as well. Bottom right-hand corner. There you go. Perfect round number. 25 away from 14,900. So if you haven't already, subscribe. See if we can get to that number this evening. That was the target. Anything's possible. Both men trading off with the forearms. Look at this. Really trading off with those forearms at the moment. Oh, Dragon Lee. Oh, running knee. Oh, a running knee of his own by Santos Escobar. I might just turn that. What's he going for here? Power bomb. He's botched it. Oh, deadlift. Look at that strength. Well done. 2. Oh, kicks out. Strength. Great recovery by Dragon Lee. Strength and resilience. That was unbelievable. Dragon Lee might have a bit of a bloody lip as well. Crowd are still cheering for Dragon Lee. What's he thinking of here? Oof. Manages to counter Escobar. Oh, look at that destroyer. You don't see that often. Mexican destroyer by Santos Escobar. Phantom drive, that'll be it. 2, 3, he won. Wow. Didn't necessarily see that one coming. I wasn't sure what they were going to do. Didn't think it would be clean in the middle of the ring, but there it was. Get your star ratings in there. That kind of came out of nowhere. Mexican destroyer, followed by a phantom driver, gets the win. That kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it? I mean, if you were going to judge the matches this evening, you'd probably say, was that as good as Gunther versus The Miz? No, I don't think so. Maybe 2.5. I mean, just kind of came out of nowhere. I thought I'd get a bit more time as well. I mean, but this is part of the problem, isn't it? When you book that match where you say, well, both can't lose, both shouldn't lose. You're trying to build up Dragon Lee, so should he really lose? No. You can't have Santos lose. He just turned heel. What's he going to do? Eat a pin? He's going to be feuding with Rhea moving forward. So that's the problem when you book that match, isn't it? But the finish kind of came really out of nowhere. Just literally, hits the destroyer, which you don't see that often on WWE television. Phantom Driver 1, 2, 3 gets the win. I am a bit surprised by that. I didn't think we were going to see it that clean cut. No interference, no nothing. Just in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I guess, look, Dragon Lee's still fresh. But I think they should have given him more time, to be honest with you. I'm going to give it a 2.5, 2.5. Maybe a 2.75. Just because I felt like that should have been given more time. But that's not what they went for. Very surprised by, not so much of Santos Escobar winning, but sort of the manner of which it happened there as well. I expected a bit more. Red Devil says, what the hell? Ed says, surprised they went for a clean win. Nathaniel gives it 2.5 out of 5. Billy gives it 3.75 out of 5. I think that's a bit high. Billy says they could have gave them more time. Ed says it's a 3 out of 5 for me. Just wish they had a little more time and that Santos didn't win clean. I'm not so bothered about the clean win just about the suddenness of it as well. Like, there's ways to win clean, hit a bunch of moves and, you know, really sort of be like, well, he put up a valiant effort and he came really, really close, all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I just think that's a booking decision about, is this wise that we do the match? You know what I mean? Should we do this match at this point? Escobar's just turned. Dragon Lee's fresh on the main roster. We're building him up. We had a promo package for him last night that was really good on SmackDown. If we just want someone for Santos to beat, should it not be Carlito? And again, unless he was injured. Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, look, there is LA Knight. Oh, no, it's New Day. I thought it was going to be LA Knight in the Slim Jim-mobile. New Day show up in Slim Jim-mobile. Did you see Drew and Damian talking in the background? Did anyone see that? New Day showed up in the Slim Jim-mobile, and then I don't know if you saw, eagle-eyed viewers, there was Damian and Drew. Was that intentional, or were they actually just caught on camera by accident? Coming up next, though, Women's World Title on the line. Ria Ripley versus Zoe Stark. Women's World Title. Let me know your thoughts and your predictions about that as well. Josh gave it a 3, by the way, the last match. Red Devils says, I saw Drew only. Billy Hughes says, Woods rocking the vintage 1, 2, 3 Kid Survivor Series shirt. Shout out Sean Waltman as well. But I tell you what, it's noticeable, isn't it, WWE? And to be honest, I don't have a problem with pro wrestling companies, with the sponsorships and stuff like that, as long as it's like creative. And I think fans just kind of have to understand like it is what it is. You know, they'll go like with the crisps earlier on. I've already forgotten what they're called. What are they called? Ruffles. Like I said, if I was running put it this way, if I'm running a pro wrestling company and I'm doing Survivor Series or I'm doing whatever I'm doing, and someone comes to me and says, hey, I'm willing to give you millions of dollars to put my brand on the barricade, and all you have to do is like a backstage promo, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, you know, and talk about whatever you want. Keep it light, but talk about whatever you want. I'm going to give you millions of dollars. I'm doing it. I don't care. Or they go, look, we're willing to give you like millions and millions of dollars. Okay, what do you want us to do? Maybe like 60 seconds, have someone drive up in a car. We'll give you the car. You know, we'll give you a Slim Jim car. Like, you just make sure someone drives it backstage. And how much are you willing to give us? Millions. Okay, cool. Like, that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's business. TKO, publicly traded company, about making money. That's why it's the same with AEW. Like, when AEW recently, when they did their Like a Dragon street fight, people are, oh, it was corny, is, you know, all that kind of stuff. But if I think what did they say? They got paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for that from Sega. Do it. As long as you can make it good, you know, that's what I don't mind. I mean, there's been times where it wasn't good, you know, realistically. I mean, two that come to mind as like terrible sponsored matches. Most recent would be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match. God awful. But it didn't need to be awful. That was the thing. Like, they could have made it, just turned into a giant cluster, and it didn't need to be that. And then having someone run out as Leatherface, I mean, it felt very RoboCop with WCW in the 90s, didn't it? Like, very, very RoboCop-like. And then the other one would be the zombies, wouldn't it? What was it, the Zombie Lumberjack match, WrestleMania Backlash 2021? My goodness me. It's those bits. Like, when you say, well, this is actually affecting the match at this point. Like, I don't mind a gimmick and you just do a match. So if they just did Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match and they didn't involve a Leatherface, that's when you'd go, well, just do it. Just do a hardcore match. Cool. You got made money. And even if you wanted to include Leatherface, if it was literally like Leatherface is going to come out and then someone's going to just smack him over the head with a chair, or Jeff Jarrett hits him with a guitar, brilliant. Like, that's cool. I don't think people have minded that. But like the Zombie Lumberjacks, we were meant to believe that they like ate, was it John Morrison and The Miz alive? You know, that's the part where you just go like, I don't know. You know, there's limits. Take the money, but also try and get some kind of professional or personal pride. Here comes Zoe Stark. Biggest match of her career. I was very impressed by her performance in the 5-way at Crown Jewel. Look at this. She's been clawed in the face. But big match. Big PLE. World title match. Ed says those sponsored matches suck. The Great One says I don't like commercials. I get it. You know what I mean? It's like that, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like watching any kind of television program when you get commercials. You go, oh, I hate commercials, but hey, gotta make money. But we had wondered, hadn't we? You know, had she really benefited for the association with Trish Stratus? And it felt like she hadn't. I mean, Trish had that great cage match with Becky Lynch at Payback, and then Zoe, you know, attacked her afterwards, and it was like, right, it's going to be the beginning of a Zoe Stark era, and it just never happened. Here comes Rhea Ripley. For me, I gotta say it, the best women's wrestler in the world right now. For me, nobody can touch Rhea Ripley. In terms of aura, in terms of, I feel, star power. If I'm in charge of WWE, I build everything around Rhea Ripley. She has it all. She might not be the best in-ring worker. There might be some better ring workers. But when you put every criteria together, if this is a game of like top trumps and you're putting everything together, she is just a star. She is a star. She's got the look. She can work. Talk, you would say maybe you need to improve a little bit better. But she's still in her mid-20s. Mid-20s. She's just got aura. She's got aura about her. I think the only problem she has with this reign is how many sort of credible opponents has she faced off against. That would be the big thing, wouldn't it? She's going to hold the title certainly until WrestleMania. I would think who she probably faced. Probably Becky at WrestleMania, maybe. I think. But she does just have it. She absolutely has it. And I think if you look at her development over the last, 2 years, it's staggering. And as I mentioned, people forget her age. Like for me, she has the potential to maybe become one of the greatest female performers ever. She's 27. She's not even in her peak or her prime at this point. That's the crazy thing too. The improvement that we've seen from her over the last couple of years has obviously been tremendous, but she's not even anywhere near her best. People forget like Bianca Belair is 33, I think. Rhea Ripley's 6 years younger. It's incredible. Bell rings are underway. Slap in the face. Oh, slap by Zoe Stark as well. Rhea Ripley's clearly the babyface. Crowd are cheering for Rhea. Booing Zoe. And again, that's for me is how much of a star she is. Drop kick. Oh, and Ripley just goes through the middle rope and goes to the outside. Ed says, we got potentially 10 more years of Rhea to come. Not even that, like way more. For instance, in 10 years' time, Ria Ripley is 37 years old. For comparison, right now, Charlotte Flair is 37 years old. And you would say Charlotte Flair isn't going away anytime soon. So Rhea Ripley's going to be around as long as she wants. 15 years, maybe, you know. She's just, again, when you consider her age and already what she's achieved, it's, headbutt by Rhea Ripley. Look at that, just with one headbutt, turns it around. Crowd chanting, Mammy, at Rhea. There's a right hand by Zoe Stark. Oh, DDT just spikes Rhea on her head. Nasty. Kevin says WrestleMania 40, Becky versus Rhea or Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Oh, look at that. Corkscrew senton. And Rhea kicks out. Yeah, I think it'll be Rhea versus Becky at WrestleMania. I think. I mean, like, I wasn't a proponent for Rhea versus Charlotte to main event night one of WrestleMania, just purely because I didn't think their build was very good. But the match they had was just fantastic. I mean, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair have just such great chemistry. Oh, and Ripley just throws Stark onto the apron. Oh, and thrown into the ring post by Zoe Stark. Ripley just throws Stark into the ring post, and now Stark's writhing around in pain on the floor. Robert says, Jim Cornette reckons she can be a female version of The Rock and go on to be an action movie star. Agree, I do, to be honest. I could see a remake of Resident of Evil. This is kind of my point with her. I just think she's got... This is why I say I think she can be the biggest and best star, female star in the world. And maybe is already right now. Because she's got that, like, intangible aura. She's got an aura about her. And again, when you think about The Rock, if you're going to use that example, The Rock, when he was winning WWE Championships, he was also in his mid-20s, mid to late 20s. Like, he was super young. So, for me, I think she's unbelievably impressive. What is this? I'm going to go for that suplex. And look at that power from Ripley. Turned into a vertical suplex cover, kicks out at 1. The only thing that I do agree with what people are saying about this title reign in particular, you think of like big matches she's had, not a ton. But I think that maybe says maybe a bit more about the Raw Women's division. And that was one of the criticisms, wasn't it, of booking under Triple H last year, was, or, you know, that maybe the women's division had kind of taken a bit of a back seat. Because realistically, because I think most people assume she's going to win this match. Who does she feud with going forward on Raw? Like, who would you look at on Raw? It's not Becky right now, because obviously I think that's WrestleMania. I think at one point you can do Jade Cargill versus Rhea, but not at this point. Kervin says Nia Jax, but who really wants to even see that? But they have been sort of pushing Nia on Raw. Oof! And Ripley just stamps Zoe Stark into the canvas. But you have to remember as well, like, Ripley just beat 4 women at Crown Jewel. You know, I know Zoe Stark was part of that match, but that's sometimes the problem when you do those multi-people matches. It's like, when you've beat them all, you go, what do you do after that? Billy says Liv Morgan. I mean, they're saying she might be ready to come back, actually. It's a good point. She is Rhea are off television, so I guess it might be Liv when she comes back. Because she had the matches against Raquel Rodriguez. Probably, like you say, Liv. But it's almost a little bit Roman-like, isn't it? Big boot from Zoe Stark there to the face of Ripley. In that the matches she has, a bit like tonight, but you're going, I know who's going to win. She faces Liv Morgan. We know Ripley's going to win. She faces Shayna or Nia. We know she's going to win. Maybe that's part of the problem at the moment. We sort of know the wider plan. But Zoe Stark's on the top rope. Rhea trying to go for something here. What's she thinking about here? On the second rope. Zoe Stark's on the top rope. Shots to the head. Grabs her by the throat. Oh, God. Oh, what was that? I think that was a botch. I think... Oh, spin kick by Zoe Stark. Cover. And Rhea Ripley kicks out. I think Zoe Stark was meant to land on her feet, and she just didn't. She didn't land on her feet at all. She was looking for something, and then Zoe just completely botched it. Oh, victory roll. 2. Kicks out. Oh, kick to the face by Zoe Stark. She's going for here. Goes for a German. Blocked. Oh, big reverse elbow. Oh, and a kick by Rhea Ripley. Not me praising Zoe Stark and the match being a bit of a dud. Northern Light suplex. Zoe Stark kicks out. Ripley looks shocked. And also, I guess part of the problem that Ripley has is that people care less about her title reign. They care about more of the work she's doing with the Judgment Day, don't they? Which is kind of the point of this match that they're bringing up, that, oh, you've been distracted and your focus is elsewhere, but people care more about what she's doing in sort of the big main program, which is the Judgment Day, as opposed to her title one as well. She's going to go Riptide. Nope. Zoe starts Rhodes. German suplex. Dumps her high and tight on the shoulder blades. Oh, running knee. Cover. And Rhea Ripley kicks out at 2. Ed says Rhea is definitely bigger than the title at the moment. Or certainly the title storyline. Absolutely. Z360 blocked. Oh, reverse elbow by Rhea. Oh, another headbutt by Rhea Ripley. Now going to go for Riptide. That will be it. Cover. 2. And she still wins. Well, get your star ratings in. I think it's safe to say that was probably the worst match of the evening. Very short. Blocks Z360. Wins with the Riptide. I mean, maybe give a 2. 2. Maybe that's being a bit generous. Just felt that it just in general was clunky. Quite a few botches. Not really a lot to write home about. I mean, we were talking about biggest match of Zoe Stark's career, and I don't know if she totally showed up, shall we say, in that one. Botches looked quite clunky. I'm not really sure what the story was in that one. Didn't really work. And as Jim says, if Jade isn't ready for prime time yet, there's no way she's ready to go against Ripley at WrestleMania. Wasn't all that, you know. I'm a Rhea Ripley fan, but I don't think that one kind of clicked. But to be honest, And I think this is maybe the pushback that people have on Rhea Ripley, is they'll say that, you know, the problem is that that's kind of been quite a few of the matches in Rhea Ripley's title reign, right? Short, like quite decisive matches, but not a lot to write home about. And I like Rhea Ripley a lot. So that was the Women's World Title match. As we're now just getting a WWE Shop advert. We'll get some of your comments in just a second, as we only have one more match left, which of course is the WarGames match. Excuse me, I should actually say, is the
WarGames!
There you go. WarGames match. What are people saying here? Ed says 2. Red Devil says 0.5. Billy Hughes says 2. Robert says 2.5. Nathaniel says 2. Yeah. I kind of agree. Neil says Ripley rules. She does. And like I said, I'm a big fan, but that match wasn't it. We're currently 5 likes away from 130 likes. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Also, we are currently 21. Only 21. You can see it right there, the number, the live current number. 21 away from 14,900. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. You should pop up on the screen if you are a new subscriber. Let's see if we can get to the target, 14,900. And then let's see if we can get a dent with on the road firmly to 15,000. Could be a matter of time. And that is a proper round number, 15,000. That would be unbelievable. So, yes, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and click the like button. 1 like away from 130. So there you go. We just had a Royal Rumble promo. 9 weeks from tonight. Tropicana Field, Tampa, Florida, road to WrestleMania. How quickly does that come around? I remember watching Royal Rumble last year. Bray Wyatt's last match, LA Knight, last televised match. Survivor Series WarGames press conference. Randy Orton's listed on that graphic, so I guess he's going to show up. Seth Rollins backstage. Heard nothing of Randy. Jay says it's his fault. They're saying he will be here. Hey, he'll be here. Will he be here? Sami Zayn says, I'm trusting you. Will he be here? I mean, you kind of get the impression, don't you? I mean, is it just me? But you get the impression, right, that they wanted to do a mystery surprise entrant that was going to be Randy Orton, and they wanted to leave it to the day of, but they realized they had to announce that it was Randy Orton, because if they left it to speculation, if they left it open, then people would think it's going to be CM Punk, and then it wasn't. When it wasn't, they'd be unhappy. So they had to announce it, but this is the angle they wanted to do. They wanted to do the mystery. Who's it going to be? I promise he's going to show up. He will show up. He will show up. Who's he? But they had to say that it would be Randy Orton. So now they're doing, is Randy Orton going to be here? That's what, to me, it kind of feels like. You know what I mean? You know, they wanted to do the mystery partner, but they had to say who it was, you know, which is a bit weird. Wanted to do mystery partner, but had to advertise, which is a unique situation, isn't it? That's very unique. Am I off on that one? Is that what people think? Like, clearly they wanted to do the mystery angle, but then they realized, well, you know, the location, the circumstance with Punk and that, we've got to say it's not going to be Punk. We've got to say it's Randy. But, you know, yeah, it's a bit awkward. It's a bit of an awkward situation. But there you go. We've hit 130 likes, by the way, guys. Appreciate that as we get into the main event. 21 subscribers away from 14,900, so I appreciate that as well. Red Devil says Orton will be there, but he won't get in the prison. He comes towards the end. James says CM Punk fills in for the Viper. Ed says the ultimate Punk fake. If Punk replaces Orton, I just can't see it. I still can't see it. I don't know. Uncle Jay says love the videos. Had to join the watch along. Appreciate you joining us this evening, Uncle, for you. Yeah, I still don't think it's Punk showing up. Like I said, my prediction is that he won't be here tonight. I do think he'll wrestle at WrestleMania. That's my longer term prediction. I think Punk wrestles at WrestleMania, possibly even appears in the Rumble. Tonight, I just don't know if I see that. I still do think Orton wrestles. I just think that they wanted to do a mystery, but they couldn't do one. Basically, they wanted to do the mystery thing. Is he going to show up? Isn't he going to show up? A bit like you remember when Kevin Owens was in WarGames against the Undisputed Era, and it was like we found someone. Is he going to show up? Well, yeah, he's not here at the moment, but he's going to show up, and then the final person left. And he showed up and it was Kevin Owens and it was cool. I think they basically wanted to do that, but they didn't want speculation to go too far and have the crowd turn if it wasn't Punk. So they had to say it's Randy, but Randy might not show up, I think. So, yeah, I think that's probably it. I mean, look, Orton's still in the promo package. Yeah, look, of course, it wouldn't be WWE, it wouldn't be WWE to not, to falsely advertise. But I remember when it was going to be Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair at SummerSlam 2021? They promoted the match, they advertised the match knowing that Sasha Banks was injured. And then they had Becky Lynch come out. So it wouldn't be pro wrestling if they didn't do that. But I think they wanted to do Randy Orton's return as a surprise and then realized maybe a couple of weeks ago that they couldn't do that. So it's a bit of an awkward situation. But we're going to find out fairly quickly. It certainly got intrigue there, doesn't it? But the sirens ring out for the second time of the evening. For the main event, the men's WarGames match. Do we have a surprise in store? That's the question. Well, I guess we kind of do in that Orton, because they're saying, he might not be here. As they're trying to sort of show that he might not be there. Is he going to show up? Isn't he going to show up? I think he does. What do you think? Do you think he shows up or not? Neil says, War Pigs is an awesome song, but considering it's a powerful lyrical message, it's very misrepresented by WWE. As we're just going through the rules, once again, of WarGames. Reminder, we are going to be live for a post-show as well, right after this. Here comes the villainous heel, Drew McIntyre. He's not a heel if you listen to him. He says, look, this is what I like about the McIntyre character. He is proper Bret Hart 1997, isn't it? How am I a heel? Like, Jey Uso is a scumbag. Jey Uso cost me the biggest match of my career in front of my friends, in front of my family, in the UK, and now because he says yeet, you expect me to forgive him? He did a lot of bad shit. And I'm just meant to like him now? Because what? Because Cody Rhodes brought him to Raw and Sami Zayn likes him? I'm not a heel. I think it's brilliant. I think it's real good character work. And remember, as of right now, he has still not signed a new WWE contract. And reportedly, according to PW Insider today, actually, still yet to really enter negotiations as well. Billy says, Owen, are you covering the press conference on your post show? Well, obviously, we're going to be live whilst it's ongoing. So if there are any big quotes, we'll probably talk about them briefly as they come in. We'll cover them certainly tomorrow in the news videos in the morning that come up as well. There's going to be a lot to cover, certainly, coming out of the show tomorrow, too. And there is the Judgment Day. Look at that gear. They've all got the masks on. So it almost look a bit Shield-like, didn't they? Damian Priest, the captain of the Judgment Day, is the leader. And look at Drew McIntyre, looking a bit sheepish. Look at them all staring at Drew McIntyre. The Judgment Day are all staring at McIntyre. Look at this. Now that is tension. Real tension. And it's going to be Finn Bálor to start. Finn Balor's going to start for the Judgment Day. Smart move. Experience, durability as well. If you're going to start and do a WarGames match, they're going to last, like 30, 40 minutes? This one will go long as well. Remember, the first WarGames match of the evening had 4 on each side. This is going to have 5, so you're automatically going to last 6 more minutes. So this one's going to probably be 40, 45 minutes, something like that. But look at that. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest haven't taken their eyes off each other this far. Finn Bálor enters the ring. Neil says, this is definitely the place to be. Appreciate the support, Neil. Don Wilson gives the thumbs up. You can follow Don's example. Click the like button, 8 away from 140. As the rest of the Judgment Day team and Drew McIntyre enter the cage. Not the WarGames cage, the penalty box, whatever you want to call it. As Finn Bálor waits for the babyface team. Cody Rhodes getting an entrance first. Who's going to start, do we think? Well, certainly, Orton's not making his entrance now. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that whatsoever, is there? It's going to be Cody comes out, Sami Zayn comes out, Seth Rollins comes out, Jey Uso comes out. They turn, Orton doesn't show up, they get into the cage. That's not to say that Orton won't show up overall. But certainly, Orton's not coming out now. That's not going to happen. Unless that would be very surprising if they did that whole angle and he was like, no, I was here the whole time. Could you imagine? That would be a bit much, wouldn't it? That would be quite surprising. A shout out to Cody Rhodes' father-in-law, Otis. Michael Cole says he's a fighter. Does anyone know what that's referring to? Is Brandy Rhodes' father ill or something like that? If someone knows that, let me know. But Cody Rhodes gets a big reaction as you would expect in Chicago. Here comes Jey Uso. Of course, Cody Rhodes participating in the match created by his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. The American Dream. Look at that sea of humanity. There's a lot of people. Look at that shot. And there's one thing you can't doubt, yeah. Jey Uso is over. I was thinking this last night when I was watching SmackDown. They're clearly building to Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania. But for me, if you're going to say, well, who's the better worker, who's the better singles wrestler, Jimmy or Jey, it's not even really close, is it? I think they've tried to elevate Jimmy to a comparable level, but it's genuinely not even anywhere close. Jey Uso, legit can be a champion in WWE. Don't think he can be world champion. Maybe world heavyweight, maybe. But I'd like to see Jay get a run with the Intercontinental title. I wouldn't be against that or opposed that at all. But like I said, in comparison to Jimmy, it's not close, is it? He's far superior. And we didn't even know this till now, because you saw it when he was still working with the Bloodline. When Jimmy was injured and he was doing main event Jey Uso stuff, it's very clear to see who I think is the superior brother in that respect. It's not really that close. So Sami Zayn's out. We're just waiting on the World Heavyweight Champion. So I think this means that probably Seth's going to be starting the match for the babyface team. Look at those shoulders. Look at what it is Seth Rollins wearing. Look at Drew McIntyre's face as well in that cage. So there is the babyface team. Zayn. Is he going to hug? So Seth Rollins is going to start this one. He hugged Jay. He hugged Sami. He shook Cody Rhodes' hand. But Rollins, World Heavyweight Champion. Cody Rhodes keeps saying to Sami Zayn, he will be here. No Randy Orton at the moment. Randy Orton has still not arrived. Why not? I guess they'll explain it on Raw on Monday. But even when he does show up, are they going to explain why? I just didn't want to. Traffic's a bitch. Basically. Oh, whoa! Dive over the top by Seth Rollins. Look at that. Big tope suicida over the top rope from one ring to another. And we are underway. So the first opening 5 minutes are underway. It's Finn Bálor and Seth Freakin Rollins. And no Randy Orton yet. And if you listen faintly, the CM Punk chants are beginning. They are starting. This is what happens, WWE. If you tease a mystery person, if you tease that, just saying. Well, CM Punk chants and then Randy chants. See, now they've got a problem, I think, WWE, because if Randy Orton comes out, which he will, I think, there'll be people that are happy that he's there, but at the same time, you kind of teased a mystery. So have they announced Randy Orton to tell the crowd it's not going to be CM Punk, so don't get your hopes up. But then on the pay-per-view, they've gone, Randy Orton's not here, so who's going to show up? Like, they might have put themselves in the same situation. Very interesting. Clothesline by Finn Bálor. Seth Rollins to the ground. Very curious situation. Going to see how this one plays out, certainly. 1 like away, by the way, from 140 likes. If you haven't already clicked that like button. Oh, and Seth Rollins sent right into the cage. Well, actually, we're only 11 away from 150 likes. Oh, and once again, Rollins goes straight into the cage. And we're only 20 away, 20 subscribers away from 14,900. Oof, Rollins sent into the cage once again. Thinking it. Sling blade. And Rollins' head hits the canvas. And here we go again. CM Punk chants. Met with some boos. See, this is why I sort of say I think WWE, they're walking a fine line with this Orton angle they're doing here. They are walking a fine line. because they're teasing something that's advertised, but maybe kind of leaning into a surprise. Walking a fine line, I think. Rollins, he's maybe thinking a pedigree on the partition. Oh, backdrop. Rollins lands on the metal. Of course, he's got a bad back. They've been playing that angle for a long time that he's got a bad back. Oh, goes for a stomp. Coup de grace. Sling blade by Seth Rollins. Now Seth looking to fire up. Of course, the first WarGames match of the evening with the women featured all kinds of weapons and plunder. Look at these right hands. Irish whip. Finn Bálor goes into the corner. Forearm by Rollins. Oh, backbreaker by Rollins there as well. Hits the rope. There you go. Running knee by Rollins there as well. So it's certainly interesting. Thus far, we have had a couple of CM Punk chants, followed by some Randy Orton chants, followed by some Punk chants, and then also some boos as well. As we have the countdown, 6 seconds remain. And it looks to be JD McDonagh. His Premium Live Event debut at Survivor Series, and he just gets kicked. McDonagh, for me, I mean, he's eating the pin tonight, surely. But we did have the baby faces win the first match of the evening, so is it possible? Oh, kendo stick to the head of Seth Rollins. Now he's bringing two into the ring. Of course, a teacher and student-like relationship between Bálor and McDonagh. And the 3-minute countdown is underway for Seth Rollins' partner to join him in the match. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Zayn, Uso, or the American Nightmare himself? And look at this. Rollins surrounded. Remember, the Judgment Day has the advantage after Drew McIntyre won that match on Raw this past Monday. And McDonagh and Bálor embracing their inner Sandman, holding up the kendo sticks high. Oof. Kendo stick to the back of Rollins. And look at this. Under the jaw of Seth Rollins, Finn Bálor. And more CM Punk chants. This main event's going to be a bit challenging for the people in, because the crowd has to, third or fourth time they've gone with those chants. Maybe WWE's hope is that once Randy is out there, just the sheer thrill of seeing someone that hasn't wrestled in 18 months will just make people forget. Brilliant. Look at that. That was unbelievable moonsault by JD McDonagh. And look, JD McDonagh being involved in this match is one of the clearer examples you can see that Triple H is absolutely in charge of creative right now in WWE. Because McDonagh, I think, to be joining Judgment Day was probably meant to happen way earlier than it did. You know, when he was sort of talking to Finn Bálor for a while and then it kind of disappeared for a bit? That was because Vince McMahon was back in creative and he was like, hey, I'm not really having JD McDonagh. And Triple H was like, I am. But it wasn't a hill to die on for Triple H. Suddenly, Triple H gets the pencil and the book a bit more. Wouldn't you know it? JD McDonagh starts appearing on programming. It's now part of the Judgment Day. Neil says, Owen, you keep reporting pro wrestling with this serious delivery style. You'll go far. You stand alone in this regard. Thanks. Many subscribers to you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliments and appreciate all of the new subscribers and the existing ones as well. 8 likes away from 150. 20 subscribers away from 14,900. And beautiful double suplex by Bálor and McDonagh. 10 seconds remain. And Seth Rollins is going to be joined by his teammate. The question is, who is it going to be? Going to be... There we go. Main event, Jey Uso. And look at McIntyre's face. The intensity of the Scottish Warrior. What's he thinking? Steel chair. Obviously, Bálor and McDonagh have kendo sticks. And now, Jey Uso, of course, was in WarGames last year. Listen to this crowd. They love them some Jey Uso. Every single time he does anything. Every time he does a right hand, they're chanting yeet. And look at shades of The Rock. Big right hand. Unbelievable. This crowd likes Jey Uso. This is why I say Jey Uso, there's no reason Jey Uso can't be Intercontinental Champion. Jumping Enziguri by Jey Uso to Finn Bálor. He's the better Uso brother. That's what he is. Hip attack in the corner by Jey Uso. Oh, Spanish fly by JD McDonagh to Jey Uso. Lance says, look at Drew McIntyre's face. He's just stewing inside the cage. Take a look at this Spanish fly. I'll tell you what, Jey Uso nearly didn't make that. He landed sort of high and tight on his neck. Another CM Punk chant, by the way. Rollins gets back to his feet. And double super kick by Rollins and Uso. And it's Uso on McDonagh, Rollins on Bálor. And Rollins teeing off on the head of Finn Bálor. And Bálor just trying to escape to the other ring. And what's Rollins thinking? Top rope. Look at that. Double sledge off the head of Finn Bálor. Of course, had his rivalry with Seth Rollins this year over the World Heavyweight Championship. Had their match at SummerSlam. Crowd singing the song of Seth Rollins. And we're about 13 seconds away from another member of the Judgment Day coming in. Who's it going to be? McIntyre wants in. Damian Priest says, we stick to the plan. And Drew McIntyre says the plan just changed. We stick to the plan. Priest to McIntyre. McIntyre says plan has just changed. But Priest goes in anyway. Interesting development. Priest enters the match. Gets attacked by Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. But of course, the Judgment Day do have the advantage right now. 3 versus 2. The countdown begins for either Zayn or Cody Rhodes to enter the match. And the crowd still shouting yeet every single time that Jey Uso... What's that? Damian Priest has got... Is that a pipe? Or a baton, it looks like, mate. Yeah. Metal baton looks like. Where he got that from, I have no idea. McIntyre in the cage with Dominik Mysterio. Cody and Sami watching on. Cody asking, where did he get it from? Good question. I saw the same thing. Priest pair of reverse elbows. Oh, look at that. Broken arrow. Oh, nice flatliner by Priest. And now it looks like the Judgment Day are standing tall. Priest got to go to the top rope. What's he thinking here? Oh, look at that. A senton, and he just gets back to his feet. Does the arrow as well. Unbelievable. By Damian Priest. Just completely in control. Big right hand by Damian Priest there as well. And once again, CM Punk chants. CM Punk chants met with some boos inside the All-State Arena. Now, why do you think that is? Do you think that people in there don't like him? Or do you think it's a case of just the fans just don't want the match hijacked? I think it's a combination of both. I think there are legitimate people that are just sick of CM Punk. They don't like his behavior and his attitude and the things he's allegedly done. And they're like, I don't want to see him. And then I do think there are some people that are indifferent, but they're just like, you know, don't hijack the match. What do you think that is? Countdown's on. And who's it going to be? I would think Sami Zayn. They look at each other, and it is going to be Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn competing in WarGames for the second year in a row. Of course, he won the match last year. Well, he didn't win the match. It was Roman Reigns that won the match, but he was a big part, wasn't he? He was the story going into WarGames last year. Off. Sami Zayn hits Jaden McDonagh with a kendo stick. Off. And uses the door to his advantage right on the head of Finn Bálor. And Sami Zayn taking his time. What's he thinking? He's looking at the apron. Oh, he's getting tables. Crowd pops. They loved the table earlier on. Puts the table in the ring. It's grabbed by Rollins and Uso. Crowd chant Usi. Right hand by Damian Priest. Clothesline. Oh, wow. Priest lands on the on his head. Lands on the metal separation. And look at this. Stomps to the chest. And Sami Zayn, look at him. Firing all up. Getting the crowd going. I see thinking Blue Thunder Bomb. Beautiful Blue Thunder Bomb by Sami Zayn to Finn Bálor. Sami Zayn climbing to the top. Crowd still chanting Usi at Sami Zayn. Oh, is he going to go even higher? I think he might. He's thinking about it. Oh, JD McDonagh's going to try and stop him. Zayn was climbing to the top of the cage and McDonagh said, no, I'm not going to let you do it. Oh, JD McDonagh hung up on the top rope, right to the groin. What's he doing? He's got a pipe. Pipe. Oh, pipe to the head. Oh, and right to the stomach. But Damian Priest cutting off Sami Zayn. Hits the ropes. Float over. Oh, and shot to the chest. And you can hear it. It's real. It's real metal. 3 likes away, by the way, from 150 likes. If you haven't already clicked the like button, we can get there, some would say.
You can do it!
Neil says he's got a pipe bomb. Believe CM Punk reference. It's a CM Punk reference. Crowd chants Olay. The problem is sometimes with these multi-man matches, sometimes you just have to like fill, not necessarily spots, so it gets a bit sort of messy, gets a bit sort of clustery. Just Josh says, believe. Zayn now. Off. Shot to the back by Sami Zayn. Oof. Sends Bálor into the... Sami Zayn dropped the kendo stick and the crowd booed. And here comes the final member of Team Judgment Day. Here comes Drew McIntyre. This was the plan, according to Damian Priest, remember. Him marching to the ring. He said he's working through trauma because of what the bloodline did to him at Clash at the Castle. In comes McIntyre. Oh, just slams Seth Rollins down. Look at that with ease. Sends Sami Zayn into the corner. Oh, Billy says they still have Dominik. Of course. I didn't even spot Dominik. He's like proper hidden away. Proper hidden away. I forgot it's 5 versus 5 as opposed to the 4 versus 4. Yes, you're right. Reverse Alabama slam by McIntyre. Sends Rollins into Zayn. McIntyre stalking his prey, which is Jey Uso. Ripe for the picking. McIntyre wants Uso. McIntyre says, you knew this was coming. Oh, right hands. Here we go, teeing off. Boos and yeets. Kick to the gut. McIntyre said, I'm not having any of that. Future shock DDT. Nope. Oh, no, kick to the gut. Takes the shirt off, puts it over his head, and a right hand. Don't know what that was. Oh, neck breaker. That's what you get. Enough of that shirt nonsense. And a kip up by McIntyre as well. No more Scottish warrior, Scottish psychopath. And he's going to inflict some damage on the person that gave him trauma. Sends Uso into the cage. So we've got, obviously, Cody to come from the baby faces. Then we've got Dominik to come from the Judgment Day. And then the mystery. Whether it is Randy Orton, whether it's Charles Montgomery Punk. Long dart into the cage by McIntyre to Jey Uso. McDonagh kick to the gut of Sami Zayn. I mean, surely we're just a matter of seconds. Oh, Claymore possible. Oh, super kick by Jey Uso. Wow, a 1D kind of. they went for a 1D. Did Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, but I don't know if Jey didn't lift him up or McIntyre just didn't get off the floor. That was one of the worst 1Ds you've probably seen. And here comes the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes entering the match his father created in 1987. Here comes the American Nightmare. Entering the match for the first time. Oh. Ha! Michael Cole said he also invented a big event in the city as well. It was an all-in reference. Michael Cole of an all-in reference, really? That's a couple of times he's done that recently. He spoke about Cody Rhodes' history in Washington. Talking about the first ever Dynamite. And an all-in reference. Who would have thought we'd have got an all-in reference from Michael Cole on commentary? This really is the post-Vince McMahon era, isn't it? Cody's in. Irish whip. Floats over. Big back body drop. Neil Johnson says, the match beyond, if you will. The American Dream. Front facing suplex by Cody. As he said, the match beyond. What's Cody looking for here? Oh, he's got a... Uh-oh. Ball rope. It wouldn't be a Rhodes match without one. I mean, the match was created by Dusty. And now they've got a bull rope. And what's Rollins and Rhodes doing? Are they having a fight over the bull rope? They said one night. Oh, now they're working together. Oh, cowbell off the head of Finn Bálor. They dropped it. Oh no, be careful. Oh, right to the testicles. Right to the testicles with a cowbell. A Texas bull rope. They're still asking if he's coming or not. That being Randy Orton. Crowd chanting, Dom, you suck. And just imagine the heat when Dominik Mysterio does actually walk down as well. Cody Rhodes with a right hand to Damian Priest. And the Judgment Day about to get the advantage. As much of an advantage as you can get with Dominik Mysterio, to be honest with you. But 5 seconds and Dirty Dom's going to arrive. He's used to coming out of a cage. There he is! Dirty Dominik Mysterio. He's out of the clink once again. He's used to coming out of cages and fighting. Used to coming out of cells and fighting. And then comes Dominik Mysterio. Double leg takedown. Attacks Seth Rollins. And also attacks Jey Uso. 3 minutes remain until, I guess, Randy Orton. Or who's it going to be? It's got to be Randy Orton, surely. Surely, right?
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
There we go. Three Amigos by Dominik Mysterio, paying tribute to his father, Eddie Guerrero. Uh-oh. He's surrounded by the baby faces. This isn't good. Where are your teammates? They've left you. This isn't good. Crowd are chanting, you effed up. How can Judgment Day have the advantage? they have Judgment Day have the advantage, and somehow Dominik Mysterio has the disadvantage. How is that even possible? How does that happen? But the countdown is firmly on. Question is Randy Orton going to arrive? After 18 months. 18 months. Table being set up. We've got 9 people across 2 rings. 1 more. That's the question. We're 16 also as well, away from 16 subscribers away from 14,900. So if you haven't already subscribed, click the like button as well. Rollins. He's going to powerbomb Dominik Mysterio, it looks like. And Judgment Day break it all up. And we've got a brawl. We've got a brawl on our hands in the right-hand ring. Bodies flying everywhere. Crowd are chanting for Randy. Is it going to be the Viper? Larry says, do we get a new theme song or old Randy? If it's different, it'll be... There is a new version of Voices that's been out for a little while. CM Punk chants again. Still the CM Punk chants. Look at these two. Ah, they've got everyone by the throat. What are we going to get here? Look at that. Choke slamming 3 men by 2 men. Unbelievable. We've got Randy chants. We've got CM Punk chants. What are we going to get? Who are we going to get? Moonsault by JD McDonagh. I mean, I think we get... Oh, coup de grace. Frog splash as well. Look at that. Aerial offense by the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day are standing tall. They're having their way. And who's going to stop them? That's the question. Who is going to stop them? Do you hear voices? Do you hear the cult of personality? Do you hear static? What do you hear? What do you see? That's the question. Do you hear voices or what do you see? Do you see the cult of personality? Through the table goes Rollins, razor's edge. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are we going to get him? Is he going to be here? What the hell? Oh my God, he's got to cash in Money in the Bank. Rhea Ripley's coming out with the Money in the Bank briefcase. What is this? Rhea Ripley's got the briefcase. Rollins just went through the table. They're going to cash in. This is going to be a World Heavyweight title match. In WarGames. Oh! There we go. Randy's music's hit. He's here. And he's jacked as well. Look at the size of him. The Viper's here and he's back. No CM Punk. The Apex Predator is here. Chicago just became Viperville. Listen to the reaction. Listen to the pop. He's here. Oh, good grief. The Viper is back and the Viper stepping into WarGames. After 18 months away, Randy Orton is back. And he shut the door and WarGames is going to begin. And look at this. Clothesline. Duck under. Power slam by Randy Orton. Vintage. Power slam to JD McDonagh. He looks massive, by the way. He's huge. Coming off lower back spinal fusion surgery. The crowd are chanting for the Viper. He is massive. Get ready. Draping DDT. It's been a while. Boom. Vintage Randy Orton. Better late than never. We got a teased cash in. And the place has gone absolutely insane. Look at Drew McIntyre's face. McIntyre and Orton staring across ring from ring. Crowd are chanting, holy shit. Crowd are chanting RKO as well. Right hand blocked. Oh, and Damian Priest attacked him from behind as well. And Randy Orton now being triple teamed by the Judgment Day in the corner. Actually, 5-on-1. Where's your teammates, Randy? But you got to wait. We're waiting for that first RKO. Remember, of course, the
WarGames
has now begun. Pin for all submission wins the match. I guess we're not getting any. We're not getting any cash in. Everyone's in between the ring at the moment right now. It's kind of chaotic. Cash in never happened. Everyone's going to do a draping DDT. Look at this. Whoa, look at that. Everyone does a draping DDT. Good grief. Randy Orton is here. And look at him. He's doing his trademark. He's pounding the mat. Oh, no, he's turning. Is he thinking about Jay? He's looking at Jey Uso. And as he pounded the mat, he's going to RKO Jey Uso. Oh, my. He's not forgotten. He's pointed at you. I haven't forgotten. You did that. Oh! He just super kicked Damian Priest. Said, see, I'm on your side. RKO! RKO on Dominik Mysterio. Good grief. Oh, Cody cutter. Haluva kick. Uso splash. Uso splash to Drew McIntyre. I can't even talk. And suddenly the baby faces are in complete control. And it's just JD McDonagh. I said he was going to take the pin. JD McDonagh, you're in trouble. McDonagh trying to leave. Remember, if you leave, you forfeit. Wouldn't even be like the worst thing to do. What are they thinking? They're going to the top rope. Just not where you want to be. 20 feet above the ground. McDonagh, Rollins, Sami Zayn on the top. Randy Orton's watching from below. What's he thinking? Oh, they're going to... Don't. They're going to throw him. He's sinking RKO. Don't do it. Good. Oh, my good grief. RKO from the top of the cage. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. JD McDonagh. He's quite simply done. JD McDonagh. Crossroads. Cody with the cover. 2, 3, and the baby faces win. Randy Orton is back, and the baby faces win. And look at that. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, shake hands, embrace. Whew. Get your star ratings in the chat for that one. What a match. And Randy Orton is back. Doctors told him, you shouldn't wrestle again. You're done. And the baby faces celebrate. Look at that. They're all celebrating with Randy Orton. Unbelievable. Just looking at the replay and now just seeing all of the draping DDT's vintage war games. Unbelievable. Randy Orton, the Viper, he's back. Look at that. Thrown from the top of the cage as well. Insane. Look at that. Oh my God. Thrown from the top of the cage into an RKO there as well. And you get Crossroads. Cody gets the pin on Damian Priest. And once again, they're back. And that looks like it's going to be it. No, Punk. I didn't think he was going to be there. I didn't think he was going to be there in fairness. Obviously coming up next. Oh my God! The music's playing! He's here! It is him! No way! No way! No way! No fucking way! Oh my God! CM Punk is in Chicago! Oh my God! It's real! It's happening! CM Punk is back! The cult of personality is playing! CM Punk is in Chicago, Illinois! Don't forget it! Believe what you're seeing! CM Punk is back! CM Punk is here in Chicago. It's real. They said it wasn't going to happen. They said it was all bullshit. CM Punk, the All-State Arena is going crazy. CM Punk is back in WWE. Oh my God. Chicago with their favorite son, Cult of Personalities playing. I don't believe what I'm watching. They pulled it off. He says it's clobbering time. I think it is. It's clobbering time. Good grief. CM Punk is here. They did it. They actually did it. CM Punk has signed, I guess, a WWE contract. He's here. I genuinely didn't think that was going to happen. Punk is here. And now he's celebrating with the Chicago crowd. He says, whose town is this? Oh my God. I said it wouldn't happen and it has. Over 17,000 serenading their favorite son. After nearly a decade since he walked out of WWE, CM Punk is back. I can't believe what I'm watching. Holy shit. And we've got off the air. Oh my good grief. I cannot believe it. That is one of the most wild ends I think I've ever seen in my life. Whew. Breathe. CM Punk is back inside. I genuinely didn't think it was going to happen. And they pulled it off. CM Punk returns. Holy mother of God. No open challenge or anything like that. They didn't need an open challenge. They open challenge. We don't need to do that. Let's just bring Punk out. Let's just bring CM Punk out. Good grief almighty. CM Punk is back. Oh my. I'm not lost for words. Genuinely can't believe it's happened. Didn't think that was going to happen. I am stunned. After all the reports saying, no, it's not happening. CM Punk's not coming back. It was all bullshit. Or I guess it was. We said earlier on, didn't we? We said if it doesn't happen, or if it does happen, excuse me, it's the best kept secret in modern pro wrestling history. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed the best kept secret in pro wrestling history. It's happened. CM Punk is back in WWE. I cannot believe what I have just seen. Whew. Right, as I mentioned, guys, we are going to be live in maybe about 5-10 minutes. We'll just get everything ready for the post show, but we are going to be live. Don't even worry about that. We're going to be breaking down. We're going to be reacting to all of it. The event is actually public on the channel right now. I got to breathe. Whew. I can't believe that's happened. I can't believe that's an actual thing. CM Punk has returned to WWE. How are we all feeling, folks? how are we all feeling? My goodness me. Right, we'll wrap up there. Stay tuned. You don't even have to go anywhere. You'll be redirected straight towards the post show. Smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe button right hand corner. Let's see if we can get to it as well. Oh my God. We'll be back in just a few seconds.